that I'm afraid, but I don't break. I heard you question my stability. You think I'll fall just like a guillotine, but I am here to stay. Won't look away. The storm is coming, so you better start running. No, you can't control, feel it in my bones. I'm coming for the, coming for the. I'm coming for the throne. I'm coming for the throne. So you wanna be my enemy? You should've known I'd never kiss the rain. Ice runs in my veins. Won't play it safe. I don't belong with your nobility. Who died and made you king of anything? You think that I'm insane? It's your mistake. Kingdoms rise and fall. I've come to take it all. I'll take it. I've come to take it. Kingdoms rise and fall. I've come to take it all. I'll take it all. The storm is coming, so you better start running. No, you can't control, feel it in my bones. I'm coming for the, coming for the. I'm coming for the throne. I'm coming for the throne.
Welcome. Will Stewart here with another late night CHFC Rant Show. My name is Will Stewart. You are watching the show, and you know how it goes. 1-0 at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. We did it. We beat the champions once again. Still no goals. For Man City at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. I don't know what's up with that, but it is what it is. How are folks doing tonight? Out there in Chatland. Let's see who we've got. Rocking and ready to go. Jammy gets in the house. Emerson made Grealish his. And Romero made Holland his. Going out now, but dropped in to share the joy. Well, enjoy your time out there, Mr. Jammy Get. Going wherever you're going. But who else we got up here? Lockman. Big up, Eugene. Hi, everyone. Big up. Ryan says, let's go. Ryan Busy 86. What's going on, my man? How you doing tonight? And we've got, who else we got? We got Grams in the house. Levy out. Enoch out. That's right, folks. Remember, keep remembering. Don't let it disappear. We still want Levy out. That's right, we do. We want him out. Get out. Go home. Get out of here. But we've also got Chris Cranston in the house. Big up, Chris. Athelstan Edwardson. Emerson was the daddy. Ran the show. He did. We had a good game today. Link is pinned to the top of Tottenham Away. We are streaming live on Tottenham Away, as well as Will Stewart 365. I haven't decided which way I'm going to go yet. Are we going to kill this one on Tottenham Away and do kind of like the after party over at Will Stewart 365? Or do we do it the other way? I don't know, because the end of my streams usually tend to drift off into not football related content. So since this Will Stewart 365 is not 100% football, it's football and everything else, maybe we'll cut that on there. So make sure, whichever one I decide to kick off, everybody that's in the chat now will automatically get transferred over. So don't worry about that. But we will figure it out. We'll just see how the show goes, which way it goes. This is the football content. Keep going on. But the link is pinned to the top on both channels. So whether you're watching here or there, that's fine. But make sure you like and subscribe on both. Right? Make sure you subscribe to both Will Stewart 365 and to Tottenham Away. And we will get that stuff, all of that stuff. And we'll make sure that everybody gets hit wherever you're at, man. Wherever you're at. So the Will Stewart Show will be on both, at least for the time being. And then we've got Scott M is in the house. Scotty's not so happy today. I don't. Scott, no, he thinks in prime Scott fashion. He's being Scott. Who else we got that needs to say a big up to? We've got the Spurs fan. Big up, folks. Come on, you Spurs. And don't worry about what channel you're commenting in either. I can see them both. So, and they both all that combines and conglomerates right here. Will Stewart's got the tech. Don't let anybody, right? Often copied, never matched when it comes to the technology. Who else we got? KCW. Will equals the best Spurs YouTuber in the biz. Well, thank you very much, Mr. KCW. I appreciate that. And we got Step Up Spurs. Missed this intro last week. Haha. Yeah, I had my computer updated to Windows 11 on its own. I did not give it permission, and things got reset. But we're back. We're rocking. Technology's working. All that fun stuff. So don't worry about it. Who else we got? Samuel's in the house. Big up, Samuel. Thank you very much. The necklace, for people that are wondering, it's a little Tottenham, little sterling silver Tottenham cockerel on a ball there. So, yeah. Good, fun stuff on the 925. We got Panagilotis Cloudus. You got to tell me sometime how to pronounce your name, man, because I'm horrible at it. I can't do it. Korean's not a problem, but Greek, I struggle with it sometimes. We got Ishak here. Who else we got? We got Daniels in the house. And we got Harry Jackson. What's up, Harry Jackson? And who else we got that I haven't mentioned yet? We got Andrew Kane. We got Bradley ST. Big up yourself. No, you big yourself up. Who else we got here? Enthaj in the house. Big up from here in the US of A. Thanks for watching. Want to see some stats today? I'm sure look, it's a Will Stewart show. We always talk about the stats. Right? We always got to keep it real. Got to talk about the facts. Who else we got? Dietrich Kane. His husband broke the Spurs record. Okay, I don't know what that's about. But big up Dietrich's. Alex Burton's in the house as well. What state am I from? Well, I'm from Missouri, but I don't live there now. He says no problem for jacking his name up. That's all right, man. My bad. We got KPV's in the house. Big up KPV, staying up late there for you in the UK. Thanks for watching the show. My mustache is tickling my nose today, and it's bugging me a little bit. That's why I keep doing this. It's like my mustache is tickling my nose. Who else we got? That's right, king of the stats. And big up Will, big yourself up, Mr. Chris. Appreciate you guys. 77 of you guys watching. So whichever channel you're watching on, you better smash the like. Smash it, smash it, smash it, smash it, smash it, smash it now. Smash the like button. But let's see. No, I'm not from Texas. I have lived in Texas, though. I've lived in Texas a few times. San Angelo, Texas. San Antonio, Texas. I like Texas. Texas is a good state. We got some everyone is crazy. Everyone is crazy. 형, 인스타 좀 봐요. 한국 시간으로 저녁에 편지를 쓸게요. Okay, I don't do Instagram a whole lot, but I can a little bit, and I'll try to do more of that. I tell you what, man, I'm horrible at social medias, dude. I'm really bad at them, if you really want me to be honest. I just have so much going on in the day that I just, it's hard to spend all of my time. It's like a full-time job, dude. I need to hire somebody just to run social media, but unfortunately, I don't make enough money to throw in a super chat or a super thanks if you're watching this after the fact. On both channels, all that good stuff helps us out everywhere we go. Lisa from Mexico, big up yourself. Who else we got? Mark Linwood. Romero world class. He's a good player. He's a good defender. I don't know if necessarily he's world class though, but maybe he went in on a 2-footer. It's going in on a 2-footer for no real reason against who do we got? What was his name? Holland there, getting himself that first yellow card. But it is what it is. And let's see here. Yeah, I'm gonna do more of that stuff, vlogs and other stuff. I keep saying it, but like, man, I've been out of town. I was on business. That's why I wasn't here for the Preston game. All those, Son of Men had an embrace there. It's kind of a busy time for Mr. Will between January and March. So yeah, I got some plans though. I've got all the stuff set up, ready to go. Appreciate all that. And thank you very much for the super chat there, Spurs fan. £5 there says take a Jacks alive for 3 points. That's right. Big up, Will. Yeah, big yourself up, man. The aggressiveness is what we missed. Yeah, look, I don't mind being aggressive, and to be honest with you, I kind of see what he was doing, what he was trying to do, at least anyway. But That's it for that. We got 81 people watching. Make sure you do hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't subscribed already. Leave a super thanks if you're watching this after the fact. It's always a good thing that helps people out. Yeah, but make sure you do all of those things. Don't be stingy. Don't be stingy now. We got Quez as well. Just jumped in. Will tuned in. Mr. Box Office intro into the Southern Barbecue today. I don't know if Mr. Box Office will be here though. It's a bit late for Mr. Box Office, but appreciate you being here. We've also got Miss Owati here. Michael, what's going on, my man? Hope you're doing well. Out of curiosity, how much did it cost to set up your studio? It looks amazing. Well, thank you very much. I always like to talk about my toys. Often on, if you're talking just camera setup, it's looking, I have more cameras than I need, right? I have, I don't even know if this one will work. If I turn it on, maybe it will, maybe it won't. But if I push the button, nope, it's black, see? So sometimes it doesn't work out. I got a camera over here, we got a camera over here, we got a camera up there, we got a camera over here. That's way more than anybody needs. But let's just say, in total, lighting, motif, you've got this part that you see here, but for people that don't know, there's a whole nother section over here that I could have if I had a guest. If you had a guest here, they could do a little show over there if they wanted to, and stuff like that. But we've got including all the gizms and gasms, I think I've spent over the ages, I've been doing this, 2 years now? Maybe close to $8,000-9,000, maybe. But there's a lot of stuff here that I don't use that's added into that cost. But you could probably do similar to what I've gotten for about 5. So, yeah. Do I still hate you? No, man, I don't hate you. I definitely don't hate you. No reason. I don't hate anyone. And if I've gotten mad before on a different show or something like that, that's usually just because, I get that sometimes. But I don't hold grudge. I'm not a grudge holder unless you're a gaslighter. I do tend to hold grudges against gaslighters, but that's neither here or there. Smash the like, hit the subscribe button, and we will start bringing in guests one at a time in the order in which they arrived. If you don't have a song yet and you're a regular person, don't worry, you'll get one eventually. But the first guest of the night, he's got a new channel. If you haven't seen it, make sure you check it out. He's at Step Up Spurs. They stepped it up tonight. Elias is in the house. What's going on, Elias?
Hello.
How are you doing today? And tell me your quick thoughts about the game.
Doing good. Had a good night's sleep finally after a Spurs game, and now I'm all ready to talk about it. I think it was a decent game. Not impressive stuff like you can say that, oh wow, like really that wow stuff was not there, but positives to see. Definitely, and I think win is a win in the end, so I'll take it anyways.
Take a win anyways. That's good. I hear you. But I don't disagree, but let's bring in the next guest. It's been a while. I don't know where he's been. He's either fighting the crocodiles or punching kangaroos. Your favorite and mine on the late night shows. You know him and you love him. From the land down under, Shane B's in the house. What's going on, Mr. Shane? How you doing?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad at all.
And what? I'm waiting for the drop. And what? I brought you a little early. What were your thoughts on the game today?
It was good, but could be better. I think the way Scalini set up, it was a well thought out plan from Conte, and Stellini executed it really well.
I thought so too. I thought the players, there were some tweets from the Daily, somebody today, I think, that were thrown out there. Conte was really involved in the pre-match setup and was running, Zoom meetings with the team and stuff like that. And we could see that the first call from everybody, was Harry Kane to Antonio Conte and all that stuff. So all this stuff about like he's lost the dressing room, the players don't want to play for him anymore. I think that was enough. That was enough, at least for Harry Kane, right? Like you could say that it's Harry Kane still obviously has a big liking for and is willing to play for the manager. Otherwise, why would he take a phone call and be smiling and having a good chat?
Yeah,
So
I don't reckon I don't reckon he's lost the dressing room.
yeah,
No way in the world.
but we got one more guest to bring in, a first time caller I think on this show, but you guys have seen him around everywhere. You know him, you love him, he's your favorite. You see him on Watt TV, you see him on the Irish Hotspur, you see him on every place that does a Spurs show for the most part. You know him, you love him. The big KPV's in the house. What's going on? What are you doing awake at 2 a.m. in the morning?
He's just so happy.
Huh? What's going on, Kyle?
What's going on, Will? How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, man. How you doing?
All good, yeah. Brilliant win, I'll take. And Pep Guardiola moaning about the travel from Manchester to London. Do one, man. Cry more, as Richarlison said to Didier Hamann about the showboating against Nottingham Forest. Cry more. Yeah, you can cry more, Pep. Keep crying, kiddo.
You definitely can. What do you think about the game?
Brilliant game. Kane breaking the record. He saved it for the big game, and it was probably the best idea to save it for this game because, he just loved scoring against Manchester City. He saved it, and people keep asking why has he never scored against City? People clearly haven't seen him. He loves this fixture, but it's a shame that Kulu Son couldn't score because Kulu has scored in 2 consecutive games, but Son hasn't. This is Son's fixture, but Kane has now done it. So 2-6-7, and Arsenal fans are thanking us. I don't care about those lot. Nobody cares about them lot who are top. I don't really care if they win a league because it's going to annoy us. And City will still win it, let's be honest, because they've won it more times. And brilliant win, as I said. And Jack Grealish got pocketed by Emerson Royale. He kept moaning about penalties, no penalty. And Romero, first red card. I don't have any problem with it, but yeah, he had Haaland in the first half with that tackle. Haaland didn't even have a shot, did he?
First red card in over 2.5 years.
First red card in the league. In the league,
In the league for over 2 years.
So, yes, I think that is his first one for Tottenham. The other one was for Atalanta.
Yeah, it was in the
Serie A.
No, he had one in the Conference League, I think, against
he had one
Mura or something like that.
With
I think so.
I'm pretty sure that was Ryan Session got one in.
Ryan Session got one too, but I think I'll have to double check. I'll double check the numbers, but you got a really good memory, so you may be correct. I'd have to double check. But we got one more guest to bring into before we get into the regular comments. You know him, you love him, love him, love him. He's been around, but he's here today. Mari from That Spurs Channel's in the house. Everybody show him your love. What's up, Mari?
Under the weather. I'm having internet problems. Got kicked off my phone. Got overheated. Kicked off the iPad. Trying the main Mac. Seeing how long this will last. And I feel like crap because of a cold. But I am so happy today. I thought it was our best performance all year, in a long time from beginning to end. Just because of things, I've seen, just to talk about other shows and NBC Sports World. Basically, from what I've seen, the structure, the defense, everybody did their job today. and it was perfect. It was a very, very good victory. And around this time last year, we were in that same spot. So you have two extremes. You can have one who think, okay, well, wow, this is going to lead to win the league, or you could be on the other side. They say, okay, this is a one-off. Now, history shows we lost to Burnley right after we beat Man City. But, I don't know. I think this might propel our season, especially playing Leicester, who doesn't have a defense. I'm looking for Sonny to score a hat trick in that game. I kid you not. So I'm a little bit more positive. Am I ready to claim top 4? No, but we're definitely in the race. We're definitely in the race. Their form today is horrible. So why cannot why cannot us be in the top 4? And so we're in the race, and we have to see. But it's a good start, and we got consecutive wins. I don't know if people noticed that we've had consecutive wins, which has been hard to come by.
Consecutive wins in the league, 2 clean sheets, 3 clean sheets in a row if you count the cup. So yeah, 3 consecutive wins on the bounce, 3 clean sheets. So things are looking better. I mean, if we continued it up, I mean, I wish it didn't take that patch and that loss to Arsenal to get the guys in gear. I wish they could have gotten into it and gotten it, going on their own, and not had to have that happen for them to make a rebound, I guess you could say. But I'm glad that it's happened, right? So hashtag no tattoo is still on. So as long as we win every game for the rest of the season, I don't have to get a Tottenham on tour tattoo, right? Brian Daigles will be happy about that, right, Kyle?
Yeah, got on. Yeah, Daigles already got one, but it's not going to happen. No, you don't need to.
Yeah, but we got to win the rest of our games too.
We've got West Ham and Chelsea, Man United, Liverpool to play, but Liverpool just got beaten by Wolves. Anfield is not a good place. We haven't won there since 20, I believe, 10 or 11, was it? 11, yeah, under Harry Redknapp, who I believe has beaten Liverpool 5 consecutive seasons in a row. So, but he's the only man who knows what it's like to beat Liverpool. So, Klopp, we're coming for you, mate. Anfield, Conte's never lost there. He's drawn there a couple of times. So, watch out, Liverpool. No top 4. You're getting beaten by Real Madrid in a few weeks. Unfortunately, I have to say that to my Liverpool friends who support them. I've got mates who support Liverpool, so watch out because you just can't beat Real Madrid. So good luck with that.
Yeah, they're not looking good right now at the moment, are they?
I was there was a sort of a video going on WhatsApp, and it was showing Liverpool and Chelsea sort of supporters in the wild, and along comes Arsenal and City, and it was bloody funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we stopped them from winning the league last season. Let's not forget, we stopped Liverpool from winning it. So, yeah.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. I mean, any other team that had drawn or beaten them could say that as well, right? But I mean, there weren't many teams that did beat or drew to Liverpool last season. I mean, we've drawn with them twice in the last, since 2021.
Yeah, we should have beaten them last season at home.
Yeah.
We missed a couple of opportunities. If it wasn't for Dele Alli and Son,
Yeah, it's 2-2 in 2021 in December, and then we got the 1-1 draw at Liverpool in May. And then we probably should have beaten them at home, to be honest with you. Unfortunately, we didn't in a 2-1 loss at home this season. But the last time we beat them at home back in 2017 under Potts, but the last time before that was in 2012 under Harry Redknapp. So
Yeah,
Kyle knows his stuff, man.
yeah. Like Klopp always
Or sorry,
beat them
2011.
2011, yeah.
Yeah.
And we beat them at White Hart Lane a few months later under Redknapp before he
Yep.
was
4-0.
sacked. 4-0. Modric and Adebayor double. Like, Adebayor of all people. Like, I know people didn't like him playing for the Arsenal, but that season he was on loan, I believe, from Real Madrid, and he was brilliant. And yeah, 2 goals on your home debut against a team that used to be a bigger club and not anymore. They were champions of Europe under old managers, but sorry, kids, you got battered. 2 men they had sent off, Charlie Adam, Martin Skirtle. Like, what were they thinking? Injuring Gareth Bale, Scott Parker, dirty blood. I still don't like him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But look, they're struggling this season for sure. I mean, a lot of people told me I was crazy when I said that they were going to drop off, that they were going to lose form this season, and they weren't going to be the team that they were last year. I could just tell. Like, people say it's not because of Mane. I disagree. I think what Mane gave them in the press, and if you look at a person who's kind of like the coordinator in their counterattack and transition, I think he's missed. Liverpool fans will deny it and say he was kind of, off his mark and dropping down. He was off his mark and dropping down in the goals that he was scoring, but the chances that he created for both, Firmino and Jota and Salah, I think they're missing that. I think they really are. I think they're missing his speed. I think they're missing his pace. The danger. Right. People just aren't scared of Diaz and Nunes.
Like, when you watch Liverpool play, you got Henderson, who is slow, killed England. In my opinion, he's slow. Milner is slow. Thiago, as great as his career, this is not spring chicken. He's no spring chicken. Thiago was slow, so their defense has lost a step. It's just a different Liverpool, and chatting about people. Oh, they'll come back. Unless their midfield and the defense change, especially that midfield,
Can't, the window's closed.
It's not going. Yeah,
can't make any change. I mean,
they're slow.
And like this is just proof to show you, right? Because there's been no changes in their midfield at all, except for maybe they're playing some of the youngsters a little more often than they used to. But that was just because this is the same midfield. It's pretty much the exact same squad, bar what? How many players they signed this summer? 2? Right? They signed Gakpo, who hasn't helped them out, and they signed Nunes. Who else have they signed besides those 2 players, really, that's impacted their first team?
Carvalho?
Does he really play a whole lot, though? I mean, sometimes he does.
Yeah, sometimes he does. They've got...
It was
when they brought in Diaz last winter.
Yeah, who we were after, but we didn't.
But then Jota was the last.
The reason why this summer.
Go ahead. There's a little bit of a delay.
Oh, okay. No, I was just saying it was the reason why Klopp won signings in the summer, in the midfield, because he knows it. He needs to refresh that team, and it's showing this year.
Oh wow! 8.0 magnitude earthquake just hit Turkey.
Dear.
Biggest in quite a few years for the planet. Affected areas included the UK. Wow. Prayers and good wishes for everybody in Turkey, that everybody's is all right. 8.0, that's a pretty massive one. So
yeah.
I think that's almost like as big as the Fukushima one, isn't it? Maybe even bigger. I don't know. That's a massive one. I didn't feel it over here though.
Talking of Turkey, bloody, why didn't we get bloody Zaniolo? 22 million to Galatasaray.
I just don't think Jose Mourinho wanted to let him come to Tottenham, right? So,
but 22 million. We could have gone in, 22.5 million and got him.
Yeah,
would have given us that attacking option in
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough
Did
one
it-
though because I mean his injury record is pretty scant. You know, he hasn't played when he's fit, he's a quality player, right? Just that's just the question when he's fit, right?
Yeah,
So-
but Lamella was constantly injured as well. So what's you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, but I mean, could you imagine a guy coming into our medical room with no ACLs in both knees? Like, you know, I mean, our medical department doesn't have the best record
It's
of
a-
keeping people fit.
Yeah.
It's a shame because like literally this guy was probably one of the most talented Italians to come up, and his first year, you saw the flashes when we were linked to him. We're like, wow, this guy's just going to be a player. But his injuries just, man, it's messed up his career.
Yeah, and apparently Iggy was saying that like there were fans that were chasing him around and like really kind of bullying him, and he was kind of felt in danger, so he just had to go. So they let him go. You know.
Asked for a 30-day leave.
Yeah, asked for 30 days off, and then they just found because I guess the window's still open in Turkey. So they let him go. An offer came in, they let him go. But because I don't even think we were offering that much, we were taking him on a loan or a loan with an option or something like that. So, you know, I don't know. It could he have helped? Was he the number one Conte target? I don't know. Could be.
It was Bastoni.
Huh?
Bastoni was the number one target.
Well, I mean that in defense, yeah. But I mean for the for this window, I mean because we've been linked to him for what last season and this season, right? So
Yeah.
I think this summer we went in for him, made an offer for him, and then too in the January window, you know, because apparently Don Newman was kind of like the third option. There was another guy, I can't remember his name right now, but
Trossard.
Oh yeah, maybe Trossard, yeah.
Yeah, Trossard.
So it was Zaniolo, Trossard, and then we ended up picking up Dan Yuma. So
There you go. It
I'm
just
surprised
shows.
he didn't come on today, Dan Jim. I'm surprised he didn't come on.
well, I mean the red card. I think somebody said Richarlison looked like he was getting ready to come on before the red card, and then they switched that out. But to be honest with you, I didn't. We'll go over that because, like we always do on the show, we pull up the player ratings and stuff like that from the good old Sofa Score, and take a look a little bit of the at the statistical trilogy or not trilogy.
So we got
Trinity.
to look forward to Sanchez, the captain Sanchez, for at least the Leicester game.
Yeah, at least Leicester.
Leicester, that's going to be brilliant because you know Kane just loves scoring against Leicester, a team he was on loan at.
Yeah, he does. He
That
does
defense-
love.
The defense for Leicester is horrible. We should win that.
Yeah, we smacked
2 or
them up
3.
in September. We smacked them up 6-2.
Yeah, we had Son hat trick against them
Yeah.
last. You know.
Yeah, then
well.
that was So
Apparently, one of Son's goals from that Leicester game has been shortlisted for goal this season.
yeah, I believe it was it. Was it his first one or was it his second
Yeah.
one?
Yeah, I remember that one.
I don't know. They didn't mention it on the post that I saw about it. They didn't mention which
so
particular goal it was, but
Was that was one where he went on the left end, one on the left, then one on the right, wasn't it?
Yeah.
yeah, he had 3 in total. One of them I
Yeah.
think was kind of a little bit of a block. But we got another guest. He's been on a lot of shows lately. Big him up. Mike is in the house. What's going on, Mr. Mike?
Hey.
How you doing?
Right.
Big up.
Big yourself up, man. What did you think of the game today? What were your takeaways from today?
You know what? I'll take it, man. I will take it. I was so happy to be wrong. I thought we were going to lose. I was like, when Romero got sent off, I was like, dude, you got to be fucking kidding me. And I was super glad to be wrong. I was super, super stoked to be wrong. Super stoked. I don't care if it's by an inch or by a mile. Come on, you Spurs.
Yeah, no, I mean, For me, I can't remember. I'll have to go back and look at the other shows, but I think I predicted 1-0. So it was going to be close.
I thought we were going to lose this one. I genuinely, you know what? And this is the thing about our defense is like when we press, you realize that we rely less on our back three. And the only time when they look really, really bad is when they get exposed on the counter and they don't have the pace to match. But when we're pressing, we don't actually look that bad. So I'm like, you might be onto something here.
Yeah.
It's the defense is further up the pitch, and you know when we defend further up the pitch, we look better than when we defend from our goal box.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for me today, it was like the shape. If you watched us, we kept our shape really, really well today, defensive shape. And for me, you know, people didn't get caught out. We didn't get sucked in. There's a couple of times when City tried to get us to bite, but Højbjerg and Bentancur kept their places. You know, especially in that first half, you had Son that was really kind of sitting deep and really staying deep. For some reason, he got a lot of crap today on some other channels. You know, saying he was.
I don't understand why, because
ambiguous.
Perisic got cooked last time. So
Yeah.
you have to help him out.
And not only that, but he was literally doing like what he's supposed to do, and it's because Perisic was having such a hard time that Son really couldn't get forward in that first half. Although in the second half, every dangerous opportunity that we had came from a run from Son through the midfield. I mean, maybe not every, but dang near close to every. You know, but I thought Son for the second half, I watched SofaScore. You know, I tweeted out a tweet today earlier. God bless the USA and all the little gizmos that they have going on the screens when you're watching the game. But I was watching in his ratings. He was like a 6.4 at halftime and got all the way up to a 7, 6.97 by the end of the game. So I thought he had a really good second half. I thought he was the better out of the front three. Kulusevski for me was a little bit disappointing. I thought he was a bit sloppy all day.
Yeah, he was.
Mari can contest that in the Friday night show group chat. You know, we always, you talk crap to each other, but during the game time, and I mean, it was pretty much 100% consensus that Kulu was a bit off today. But yes, Kane I thought had a really good first half. I thought he was easily the best of the front three in the first half. But in the second half, I thought he was a little bit selfish, man, and was a little bit wasteful to me. He missed that opportunity. There's that pass from Perisic coming across, the one from Emerson, not finding Son when he decided to shoot, and then the goal that he had his highest chance of the game when Son kind of played him in, and Ederson had a save. I thought he should have, in the 70th minute, I thought he should have finished that, put that one away. But yeah, man, it was. I thought we played really well. I thought the second half was even better. I thought that we probably on a better day could have even beaten them, 2-3-0 or 2-3-1, because really the only shot they had was Mahrez's shot off the crossbar, right?
Yeah.
Everything else was right out of the Reese.
Well, I will say this too. Erling Haaland, has scored 25 goals in 21 games. What people are forgetting, for those who may say, "Oh, I don't know how someone's saying it's a fluke," but Erling Haaland, right, not only did not get a shot, but did not get a touch in the opposition's box. That's how good our defense was today, the structure. Yes, granted, we don't have the greatest defense in the world. I would say it's middle of the pack, in comparison to, top six. But, kudos to the boys today. Kudos, because to put that performance against City, and Pepper even said it, like you posted, Will, on the group chat, we played good, but Tottenham's defense played better. We played better. They actually listened to Conte's and Stellini's instructions. They were disciplined, and that's why I'm real happy about this victory. Let's move it. Let's bring it to the next game. To keep that discipline. You know, but I just thought that was highly impressive. We were able to stop the machine today. Not a touch in the box. That for me. That's kudos right there. That's an applause.
Equally to shutting out Holland, I think that Emerson had himself a man of the match performance because that left flank of City's was completely shut down. He physically, that duel with Grealish all game, and I know Grealish got his fair share of fouls in from the entirety of the Spurs team, but I also think that Emerson and his defensive prowess, it often goes unsaid with the left side of how unbalanced that side is defensively. But when you look at the right side, it's, offensively very balanced and defensively also very balanced as well. So I think Emerson did more than his fair share of defense today. And I think that would be a huge sticking point of if he stays in the team, this is exactly why. Because when you have teams with fantastic left wingers like United, fantastic left wingers like Liverpool, like Arsenal, Emerson deserves to start those games because I have watched film on Porro and he gets caught a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I said this earlier on Henry's show, and some people in the comments said I was dumb, but Porro is not a great defender. He's not. Like he's an average defender. I would say he's probably a better defender than Perisic is, right? As far as that, but he's not known for his defending prowess, right? Now, winning the ball back high up the pitch, pressing high up, yeah, he's a little bit better there. But I mean, that's it's kind of a different thing. So in games, people had kind of, a lot of people were moaning that he was selected or whatever for the match today. I didn't think it was.
I thought it was the right idea.
Yeah, I mean, I said that too. I mean, he's had some good defensive performances when we play more instead of a 3-4-3, maybe sit a little bit more in a 5-2-2-1, or today it looked a little bit more like a lopsided 4-4-2 because you had Perisic who was still getting high on that left-hand side, and Emerson just really wasn't, right? Like he didn't get out in front of it too often. When he has those in those types of games, he's done pretty well. I mean, Manchester City both times last season, Liverpool, he's had some of these performances in the past, and but he's not.
I give him kudos, but for me, he's still not a great footballer.
Yeah, no, I mean, going forward or attacking, even today, I didn't think he did anything, to deserve playing, especially when we're playing against teams where we don't really need that force. Like, talk about Leicester City, for example. Porro is good enough of a defender to be able to play at a full 90 minutes against Leicester, right? So, and is so much better of an attacker that the benefits I think you'll see really well. Because, I mean, even Perisic himself, when he's had bad games, hasn't been overrun against some of the weaker sides, right? So,
no, I mean, Emerson had to play today. I think if he didn't play, that right flank gets overrun, especially with Kuti picking up that early yellow card. That stupid yellow card. He was going to get kicked out of the game earlier if Emerson didn't start. Like, I genuinely think so.
Yeah, and I would say that Royal is an okay right back and a bad wing back. I wouldn't it's not even because when his job is to get forward, right? People always say he finds space. No, the other team just gives it to him, dude. Like, he could be like the center backs. If you ever watch it when he's making a run, center backs will look over and see him making a run and not even move, right? Like they don't even care. There's no danger at all for Emerson coming into that area of the pitch, and look, he could be completely unmarked and put the ball out of bounds, right? So,
I mean, he had a good couple of crosses today, but
that one to Harry Kane that Harry Kane missed wasn't bad. But.
I think Grealish actually made Romero Royale, sorry, made Royale look better than he is. I think Grealish had a bit of a mare of a day.
Really, I thought Jack Grealish was the best player for Man City today.
Yeah, actually, he was
Really
the best
played
player, I
great.
think, for me as well. He was at least trying something. He was more proactive in his movement and his runs. The rest of the team looked like quite off to me.
Man, I saw Grealish making at least 3 or 4 defensive plays that saved the skin of City, especially
Yeah.
early on. I
That
was just
one
like,
for Son on Son's run
Yeah.
from the box to box run. Grealish was the one that had to come back and stop him. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can make something if it's a move. I want to say something about the because in the group chat I was upset, when he got both cards. But as I look back at it, and I know it's never good to get a yellow card, but that tackle he did on Haaland was almost like a statement. I know it's bad. Don't get me wrong. I know it's bad. It was almost a statement like, we will be in your head all day. You're not going to get gifted. You're not going to get space. It's going to be hell to pay in this game today. And it was true. Clearly had his worst game of the season today. And yes, dumb yellow card by Romero. But, in the weird, twisted way, it's winding up the other player. It's psychological games. It's the things I like about this game. How you can psychologically battle, the best player of the other team. And, other than those, Romero was good. He was good. Even saw the sofa score. He was like at 7.2 at one time. Intercepting passes. But I get that. People want less than aggression. I know Will on the other show mentioned Sergio Ramos. Sergio Ramos has the most reds ever for Sergio Ramos legend. So I think if we ever get a quality center back next to Romero, who's more calm, and another center back, I like I said, I think it's going to be good. I get people upset, granted, but I think that tackles are more of a message, to City, like, we're not going to get punked today.
Yeah. But no, I don't look for me too. The Haaland tackle, was it dumb? Was it rash? Yes. I think for me, it was more that he saw an opportunity to win the ball back high up the pitch. Because if the tackle would have been successful and ended up at the feet of Kulusevski or Emerson, it could have been a pretty good counter situation there. So I just think it caught his eye a bit late, and by that time, the ball had already been out of Haaland's feet pretty quick. And the second foul, I don't think that it was necessarily foul, because if you look at it back, Grealish actually steps on his foot first.
Yeah, that one.
So it's technically that foul would precede his foul.
Players will get that call.
Yeah, but you're putting yourself in the position. You're putting yourself in the position to make the referee, do something. When you've already sitting on a yellow, he's going to be quick to pull another one out, right? So, Grealish knew what he was doing. Grealish is one who's versed in the dark arts as well. So, he's always been a bit of a flip flopper. Wearing his shin guards down by his ankles on purpose so he gets scarred up in his shins, and he knows what he's doing. He's not.
I thought he was
saw
saying
this
the
quote.
card more. Sorry.
No, I was just saying, I saw this quote. It says Grealish should be a carpet layer. He spends all his time on the floor.
Yeah, he was playing that victim card all over the game. I think
that's what Jack Grealish does, right? So he gets hacked all the time.
It happens all the time. He's on the floor and he just lays in there.
When he retires from football, he needs to go into Muay Thai, because he's going to have shins to be able to kick trees and do kickboxing, all that stuff. So.
No, but going back to the match, I think that what probably ticks me off the most about Romero is that you don't have him for the Leicester game, and he's like the only competent center back that Spurs have.
Oh, we
Yeah.
got the captain.
Yeah, but Leicester game.
We got Captain Sanchez there.
Captain Sanchez, the Colombian captain.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, look, you
I
know,
would
we
tell
give
you,
Sanchez
Leicester
a hard
game-
time, but Sanchez gets a hard time because he does dumb stuff like that, right? Like, as far as being a defender, he's not horrible. You know what I mean? Like, he's not great, but he's not horrible either.
He does. He
So-
loses focus. He
And
just
then with
loses.
the-
Honestly, the Leicester
Listen, man,
Leicester
Sanchez
game
doesn't
is-
even matter for Everton, dude. Like, it's really bad.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's not. He's definitely not
The
good,
Leicester
man.
game.
Like,
No, I was just gonna say the Leicester game is very important in the sense that honestly, that defense is horrible. You can score goals, and we scored goals earlier this year. Against Sonny had his hat trick. I if we don't win that game comfortably, then that would be a Burnley of last season after beating City. I don't think
Mari,
it's gonna hurt
if you want to
losing
turn your camera
Romero.
off, it might help your audio out if you turn your camera off because you're lagging a little bit hard. And so if you shut the camera off, it takes away that processing power on your internet, so you may not lag on the audio side.
Okay.
It's
Is
a
this
lot
much better?
It's much better. Yeah.
Yeah. Now I was just saying that missing Romero for the Leicester game, honestly, I don't think it's a big problem because, like I said, I think like we did earlier in the season, Leicester should be a game where we batter them with goals. Like that defense is horrible. I know they won the last game, but who they played missed a lot of chances. Who they played on Saturday. That defense is horrible. Kane and Sonny should be licking their chops next week. And I also want to say this too about Pep. This guy is such a crybaby. You know, the last time they played was Friday of last week, right? He's complaining about traveling. I have to quote right here. He's complaining about them traveling to London. Yeah, coming from Manchester to London is like going to Northern Europe. It's like 4 hours, 20 to get to the hotel. It's so exhausted. I'm sorry. But hold up. You haven't played a game since Friday, right? If you know going to London is tough, come in on a Friday. Like, come on now. Like it's excuses, you know. I respect Pep.
No, I'm just saying, like, we're Americans too, right? Or the most of us are, right? So I guess it's 50-50, so that's not even the most. But for us, 4-hour drive is nothing, right? Like it's a day's trip, right? In Australia too, right? 4-hour drive in Australia is nothing.
Mate, that's a Sunday afternoon drive.
Yeah, I mean, people do that to work sometimes, right? Like, I just got back from a 17-hour drive. Right, so I did that in one day.
4 hours train every day to work.
Yeah, so I mean, but in the UK, it's a small country. Even in Europe in general, right? Like an 8-hour drive, you can get almost anywhere in Europe, right? Maybe not from England, but let's say you're in, Germany or
hey,
northern
KPV,
France or something.
KPV, do you travel? up to Manchester for the games?
No, I haven't been to Manchester. No, I've not been there, so I don't travel. I only go by train to watch Tottenham. So I'm going to the AC Milan game in March. So yeah, I'm going to the home game against Milan, the second leg.
Yeah, but even if you were to drive through the tunnel, right, to get to Milan, it's only something like a 9-hour drive.
No, drive to Milan.
Yeah, or something like that.
Yeah, like I don't travel. The last time I traveled was 2007 on an airplane. Yeah.
Yeah, but on plane, it's like 4-hour drive or something. It's like going, let me see, London to Milan.
I think it's like 15 hours.
By car. Let's see. It is 13 hours. So, yeah.
There you go.
It's a 13 by car. A little more than 9, but 13 hours and 34 minutes, 814 miles. So for me, driving from Atlanta to Boston was 1,100 miles, and it took me 17 hours. So.
Yeah, that's all depends on how much of a lead foot you've got too.
Well, I mean, here I'm not a very fast driver, so I tend to go, safe the speed limit 70. I'll go like 75, 76 maybe.
Breaking land speed records to get where he's got to go.
But
Driving Miss Daisy.
yeah, it's not that long of a drive, dude. I could do 13 hours and 34 minutes, no problem, right? But people in Europe would be like, "Oh, that's way too far." Right? But,
so I
by
watched
train.
That's Brisbane to Sydney.
By train, it's about 12 hours. So
Yeah, around there.
Well,
I'm
I'm going to ask the panel this. What do you guys think of the upcoming tie with Milan?
Milan. They got beaten 5-2 by Sassuolo last weekend, and they just lost the Milan derby, so 2 losses. So if Inter could beat them, I suppose we can, because we've never lost to them. I believe I was told we've never lost to them and in Europe. So let's go to the San Siro and smash them, because last time we went there, Crouch scored the goal. We won 1-0, an assist from Aaron Lennon. He was at the game today. So, yeah, we can beat them. We've never lost. Yeah, Chelsea beat them, and I suppose we can. So we're going to go to Milan, smack them, second leg, home, need a crowd behind us, smack them again, and bring on the next round. So we're going to beat them next week after the Leicester game. That's on Valentine's Day. So people, don't know what you're doing for Valentine's Day, but you're not watching your partners go to Milan and watch us smack them up.
Yeah. I think Milan, for me, they've been out of form. I think we're pretty equally matched. We have a little bit more quality on our squad than they do.
Yeah,
their squad is fairly young, and they've kind of been in a real bad shape of form. Iggy, I think, was saying something like they've lost.
They haven't won since World Cup, if I recall.
Yeah,
correct.
like the last 7 games they've lost or something like that. So,
yeah.
If that makes me feel comfortable-ish going in, but we always tend to lose to the team that's in bad form rather than. But again, that's a historian's fallacy, so it's not guaranteed. But it does make you get a little, that Dr. Tottenham thing does get in your brain a little bit more than it probably should. But
yeah,
no, I think I don't care what team it is. It could be Real Madrid. If the team that showed up today shows up, then we can beat anybody on our day.
yeah.
It's just the problem is we don't have that consistency. We don't have enough quality to keep that consistency week in, week out. So
I mean, for Milan, they have been losing games quite badly. 4-0, 5-0, that sort of score lines. Even 4-0 is one.
Oh, it's 100% a competition of whose defense is worse.
yeah, it's going to be on what team shows up on the day, right? So
Yeah, it's going to be what team shows up, which Tottenham will show up. Will it be this one that is just being City, or will it be the one that be Bournemouth and Leeds? We'll find out. But hopefully this one. But we've not lost while Stellini has managed. We've won 2 games when Conte hasn't been able to be on the sidelines, because Marseille, he was in the stands after what happened in the game against Sporting Lisbon, which I was fuming. We were robbed, and he got angry, and the referee robbed us of the game. Kane scored a winner, and Conte got sent off. I don't know. People shoved that as their profile picture of the referee smiling like, offside? Are you dumb, mate? It was not offside. You can clearly see it touches the Sporting Lisbon player, and then voila, Kane scores the winner. We win a group, we go through, but we have to go all the way to Marseille to win the group. Seriously, man. I clearly don't like this referee. The one that robbed us. If it's that referee again, then we're screwed. hopefully it's not him because he's just smiling. And Hoiberg didn't shake his hand. Big up to Hoiberg. Like Dyer was telling, how is it offside? He was onside and he's saying it's offside. Clearly, the referee isn't doing his job properly. They are not doing their job. Grab VAR, man. Get rid of it. It's ruining the game.
Yeah, I mean, we've had some weird performances in the Champions League, and then we've had some good performances in the Champions League. It's just, it's like I said, man. It's this team this season. That's what makes it really hard to predict score lines, is because you don't know who's gonna, you don't know which team's gonna show up. You just don't. You know, if there was some form of consistency, a pattern of anything. I mean, really, the only predictable pattern this season is Harry Kane's probably going to score, right? Like, that's the only. But besides that, you can't really make an abductive argument for supporting any prediction that you make. For the most part, it's been tough, especially for someone like me who's really big on to making predictions and looking at data and looking at trends and stuff like that. So. It's going to be an interesting one, I think, for this week in the Champions League. I guess it's next week, but
yeah, next week. Yeah,
I mean, technically, it'll be this week in a couple hours. It's this week for you, Kyle.
This week, yeah, probably. But like we've got less. Yeah, this
and
week.
Elias. It's this week for all you guys.
Yeah, Elias.
No, we got a super sticker here from Gogama here. It's got the Mr. Fox. Mr. Fox it says you are number one, right? So you are number one. Yeah.
It's cute.
It's the Fox. Gogama always does super stickers. So, I figured I ordered that much. Since you can't see them, I wish StreamYard would fix that glitch, right? Like,
yeah,
where you can see the super sticker, it just says super sticker. Because they can do emojis and all that stuff, but yeah.
Actually, I'm trying to understand what Rocky Balboa is trying to say. I don't understand that comment.
Rocky Balboa.
Yeah, Balboa, I think.
You're missing the point. Conte is Juventus, and it's against English team. They will raise the game.
What?
I guess he's saying, like, so because Conte used to manage Juventus and Milan doesn't like Juventus, and it's an English team, that they're going to show up, that Milan will show up. I mean, it's possible, but look, I don't think there's a big hate on Conte so bad that they're going to, I don't know, that's a bit silly. I could be wrong.
AC Milan missing McKennie, you reckon?
No, he was at Juventus, not AC Milan. So
Milan are missing. They're missing their goalkeeper, who's a fantastic goalkeeper, Mike Maignan.
Missing Kessie this year too.
Yeah, Kessie's out.
That's who
Mr. Fox, love you too, Gogama.
Since this summer.
Kessie went to Barcelona, and they had him in the midfield last year. So this year's has been a bit different for them.
Actually, if you look at their team, I think the only names you kind of know is like Hernandez, Giroud, and maybe Origi. The rest is a pretty young squad.
Yeah.
Liao.
They have Liao. Liao's a very good player.
They got Dest too. He's a good player. He hasn't been playing a whole lot for them, but he's a good player.
They also have Tomori, pretty solid guy.
Yeah. What's that young English center back? What's his name?
Tomori. Fikayo Tomori.
And yeah. Let's kind of go look into it. Apparently Hugo had a good game today too, and I don't think it's like a coincidence that when Hugo is playing well, we're not losing as many games, because during that stretch, man, it was like 5 different errors that led to goals and lost drop points again for Mr. Hugo. But he's had a good couple of games, and
I still clinch whenever he tries to play out from the back.
yeah, and he's got to be probably one of the worst kickers of the ball as a goalkeeper. That one, he kicked it straight out of bounds, but you could tell that it wasn't on purpose. Like it just spun off the outside of his boot, went out of bounds
right before the game ended. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!
But overall, I mean, he had 5 saves today. I don't think any of them were really difficult. He made me really nervous when he ran out to punch that ball there, and he caught it. Thank goodness. But I thought he was going to pull another. Well, I can't remember what game that was where he came out to grab it and missed. And which game was that, Kyle? The one that he came out and missed, and then we ended up conceding.
I think it was the missed and conceded. It must have been the Arsenal game when we lost 3-1 at the Emirates. Must have been that one.
No, it's more recent than that.
I thought it was the Villa game.
Yeah, I think it was Villa.
Yeah, Villa game. Yeah, that was on New Year's Day.
Yeah, he came out and tried to punch his shot and completely missed, and ended up conceding.
We need a new goalkeeper, man, and there's only one goalkeeper I'd take now.
It might have been City too. City away.
City
away.
away.
Yeah. But he had 5 saves today. None of them were super saves. That only 2 were from inside the box, right? So it's not like the other 3 were very dangerous. He had 1 high claim. That's the one that we're talking about now. I mean, his passing is just god awful. 57% on the passing there. Only 4 for 20 out of the long balls that he was trying to play out of the back. We got to get a keeper who can at least get 50% on those.
Yeah.
But clearances wise, he didn't do any sweeping today. Obviously he didn't shoot anything, didn't dribble.
Was that one ground rule? A ground duel?
I think it was an aerial duel, and that's the I think it was one where he came out to punch something and maybe he missed it or something like that.
Yeah, no, I thought it was ground duel, and I was going to say I don't recall him.
Oh yeah, that one City were claiming a penalty on, right?
No.
Yeah, I think that might have been it. Yeah, that might have been the aerial duel that he lost, I think. But Ben Davies, let's go on Ben Davies, because some people were saying today they thought Ben Davies had a really good game, and I thought he was not that. Wasn't even. I forgot he was on the pitch most of the time. He didn't do anything wrong.
Not bang average.
But I thought he was very absent.
He was like invisible, but doing his job.
I think as a defender, if you're not talking about them, it's a pretty good game.
Yeah, but Clement Longley is like that a lot, right? Where you just don't even think he's on the pitch. He doesn't do anything good, doesn't do anything bad. But I mean, Dyer, though, he had a lot of good clearances. He had, because like Ben Davies, he's got 3 clearances there. But I mean, for me, it was City was playing everything down our right-hand side, their left-hand side. And Ben Davies just didn't get a sniff at he didn't have a whole lot to do today, I didn't think. He had 3 clearances. That was it. No blocks, no interceptions, 1 tackle. So 4, if you look at the number of ground duels he was in for a defender, that looks like midfielder or forward numbers, right? 4 ground duels and he only won half of them, right? Aerial duels and he only won 1. Lost the ball 9 times, but only had like 41 touches. That looks like, Sun numbers. You know what I mean? So, usually their defense is on the ball a lot more than that. Passing wise, I don't think he was very good. 76%. 1 for 5 out of his long balls. I didn't think that he had a good game at all today. No, he wasn't bad, but I didn't think he had a good game. Some people are saying he was really good today. I didn't.
No, I think Dyer was our best defender.
For a defender, he defended, and it's really it's just as much presence and pressing as it is with passing the ball accurately and making sure you win your challenges, because that just ensures that if the ball comes to you, that you have your opportunity to act. And most of the time, I think you have an average of 10 to 12 touches of the ball per game. So most of the time you have to be at the right place at the right time as a defender. And if you're not calling out his name saying he didn't make any mistakes, for this defense, man, I will take it.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not going to say they had a bad game. I thought as a group, they all, the only reason why Romero has a 6.9 is because, you get deducted points for yellow and red cards. So he got, 2 yellows, and so he lost points there. But for me, if you're looking at the person who really took Erling Haaland out of the game, it's got to be Christian Romero. He was kind of man marking him there on that side, kind of shutting him out. Eric Dyer was kind of handling Alvarez, and I thought that was a bit. They both had pretty good games. But if you just kind of look at, obviously, just look at the number of defensive actions compared to Davies, right? You had 3, 2, 2, 2. So instead of just 4, he's got what here? 9 different defensive actions. 6 out of 4 versus 4 out of 2. So. And then 1 for 1 in his aerials. Only lost the ball 8 times. Had 50 touches, so on the ball. Quite a bit more than what's his name was.
Davies.
81% in his passing versus 70 something, right? So even though he got the 2 yellows and got sent off, I think Romero had a far better game than.
But I think it's because he was called into action a lot more. You know what I mean? That right,
for sure.
That right side between Romero
Jack
and
Grealish and Holland.
It was really active.
that right side got called into action a lot today, and they held their own. So whenever you have the opportunity to shine a lot more, I think it's going to be emphasized in how you play.
Yeah, even Eric Dyer too. He's had 4 clearances, 2 block shots, so 6 defensive actions. Pretty bad on his ground duels, but really good in the air. Eric Dyer has always kind of just been a guy who's in the air. On the ball quite a bit, 54 touches, 81% passing. Possession, lost the ball a couple times, but those are mostly on his long balls. 7 out of 4 on his long balls, pretty decent there too. He had 3 shots. So from corner kicks or whatnot, but. Well, I think he had 2 in that one run of play, right, where it was just bouncing off City players there in the box.
To me, I think Eric Dyer was the one of the best ones in the defense, like alongside Romero and Emerson. But some people before the game, they were suggesting that we should play Tanganga over Dyer. That to me was like a bit harsh.
I don't know about Tanganga, but Eric Dyer, I think he had a good game. I think Christian Romero was a better defender on the day. The only reason why his score is lower here is, like I said, because of the cards.
I think nothing much separates them. I think overall, except that Emerson Royal was good.
Emerson Royal, I thought was amazing. If you're looking at numbers here, 7.1, I think is a bit harsh. But hey, it is what it is. I think it's because he gave the ball away too many times, but. You have 52 touches here, 77% on his passing accuracy, but he didn't have a ton of passes, so it was 5 were wayward. He had 1 key pass, 1 pass that led to a shot. His crosses were 50%, his long balls were 33%. His dribble attempts were 1 for 1. But defensively, the guy was a maniac today. Ground duels, he won 8 out of 12. Only 1 aerial duel. He didn't give the ball away a whole lot, 8 times. He was fouled 5 times. He fouled twice. Had 6 clearances, 2 interceptions, 2 tackles, right? But he did get dribble past once. That's probably what knocked the score down here. Was this stat here? But good game for Emerson Royal today. Some people saying I think Ali Gold gave him a 10 out of 10 performance. I don't think it was a 10 out of 10 performance. Especially considering his position, but it was a good performance for Emerson Royal. He's starting to become a guy that in those big games when you need someone to defend and not really worry about going forward, that you can kind of rely on. He's been fairly consistent, and I'm one of his harshest critics out there, right? So,
I'm the harshest critic of Emerson, I think. Even harsher than...
I think I take the cake there. I think I'm his harshest critic. I definitely am one of his harshest critics. I thought he had a good game. It wasn't fantastic. It's probably the best performance that I've seen him have. And as you said, he does show up in the does show up in the big games.
But Scott saying 5 out of 10 for Emerson Royale today. I love Scott.
Well,
I love Scott.
I agree, Scott. I agree.
That's
5 out of
hard.
10.
That's harsh.
But you gotta love Scott, dude. He doesn't care if it's agenda-ish or not, man. He just says it. Right.
I wonder if Cody Mack is still wearing his Emerson Royale t-shirt. Wearing his Emerson Royale shirt. I wonder if
Probably.
Cody Mack is wearing it from that performance.
It's got to be. I'm sure. I haven't checked Cody Mack's tweets today, but I'm sure he was bigging him up. And then moving on to the other side over here, we got Ivan Perisic, who to me I thought the first half was just stinking up the place, and I thought he was the main reason why Son was so absent the first half, because basically Son was having to follow within 5 yards of him to make sure he didn't make a mistake.
Yeah, Son was covering for him a lot of distance.
It was a big. I mean, just look at the passes for Perisic. I mean, it's not a ton of them. It's only 7, but still, for Perisic, 63%. He only touched the ball 35 times. Not that there was a whole lot of things to do. Still had a few good key passes. I mean, that one cross that was in between the defender and the goalkeeper that Kane just missed. A lot of people said that was a bad pass. I didn't think it was. I thought it was a good pass. Sometimes those passes have to be at a certain weight and a certain angle in order to get through holes like that, to get past the last defender in front of the goalkeeper safely. I thought Kane hesitated on that one a little bit and should have gotten there more.
I think Kane was worried about offside on that one.
Yeah, I think it was a little bit too. He seemed like he was delayed a little bit. He hesitated before he made his run and just didn't get there in time.
He checked his run.
Yeah. So it was a little bit disappointing, but I mean, he had some attempts, 7 attempts for crossing, only connected with 2 of them. His long balls were poor. But see, this is the bad part. Defense, right? 3 for 0 in his ground duels, 4 for 1 in aerial. Lost the ball quite a bit, and fouls. But we've got our local Canadians in the house as it is. Always happy, never negative. You know him, you love him. Scott M.
I should have come on sooner if we get a chance to crap on all the players now. I wish I was here. But still a few more that need to be crapped on, so I'll be here for that.
Yeah.
Yep. But we're just going over Perisic. So possession lost 13 times, dude. That's a lot. For only having 37 touches. Right? So 13 possession loss for Son when he's had 50-something touches, right? That's understandable. But 35 touches out of 13, anybody who's really quick at math could tell me the percentage on that, but it's a lot, right?
Wait, what was that just now?
13 out of 35. Go.
13 out of 35 would be...
Too slow.
26%, I think.
You're slower than my calculator.
More than that. It's like 30.
More than that. It's almost 30-something percent.
33?
37%.
Yeah, 37%. So he lost the ball 30%, 37% of the time. That's bad. Right? Almost, 37.2%. So, I mean, it's not good at all. And then he fouled 3 times as well, right? So he's giving away free kicks and stuff like that. He had a few defensive actions, 1 interception and 3 clearances, so about the same number of defensive actions as Ben Davies did over on that left-hand side. But like I said, they weren't very busy over there today, and to no ground duels, only 1 of the aerial duels won. Passing today was pretty bad. Key passes were good, but look, he needs to do better.
He needs to do better, man. Hopefully he'll do better against Leicester. He needs to do better.
Yeah, he definitely needs to do better. He's had better performances. I think if you're gonna be that bad defensively, you got to be great going forward to make up for it. And I just don't think he was doing that today.
I think he's got a bit of a free pass because the other wing backs are so terrible, right? It'll be interesting to see now that Poro's here. And we start to see what an actual other quality right wing back or your wing back looks like if he starts to get a little bit more. Because I liked the Perisic signing. I was hopeful for him, but man, I still think he's been better than any of their other wingbacks, but he has not been close to as good as I was hoping.
Yeah, it's been a little bit disappointing, to be honest with you. I got a little bit of mud in my face because I kind of bigged him up pretty hard during the window. But Bryce, good old Bryce over there says, Will, I know you're pretty harsh on Emerson, but I always found you to be quite a Brian Hill apologist. In your eyes, the guy is the next Messi, and it's that bad. You've even named a ball after him. Gilson, that's right, I have. Yeah. Wrong one.
Right.
Can I have a look at it?
Yeah, fuck you guys.
But good old Gilson. No, but he's on loan now. He went back home. Gilson's gone home.
Good.
Gilson's gone back home.
It's hot over here, guys. It's hot. It's very hot.
But, yeah. But going into the midfield now, we've got Rodrigo Bentancur, who only got knocked down. The 6.9 is for the yellow card, so you got to remember that on these, especially on SofaScore, yellow cards, it's like FPL, right? You lose quite a bit of points for getting carded. I thought Rodrigo had a good game today. Maybe not as impactful as Højbjerg was on the whole, but I think that he, if you look at his stuff on the pitch, he was all over the place, really covering solid. I thought he had a lot of good interceptions and turns and helped break the press down and stuff like that. But played the full 90, was on the ball 50, had about 50 touches, 80% passing accuracy. Can't really complain there. One key pass, so a pass that led to a shot. He's not crossing the ball. He plays centrally. Long balls, you didn't really see him playing any long through balls today. Dribble attempts 2 for 1, 50%, not horrible. Ground duels, that's pretty good. 5 out of 8. And then aerial duels, he's not a big man. Only lost the ball 11 times. I think it's a little high for him. I think he's usually around the 7, so maybe that's why some of the complaints came from. Only fouled once, so it wasn't a big foul one, but defensively, he had quite a bit of actions, right? 9 different actions here. 3 clearances, 2 interceptions, and 4 tackles. What did you guys think of Mr. Bentancur today?
I think he was probably I don't know what to say much great or something. I know he's been scoring goals. It's like FPL you lose points for getting a booking. Probably got at least 3 points or 5 or something. But he's been scoring goals and getting assists. Hopefully he can do more of that Saturday. But yeah, I think he had quite an okay game. I wonder what Elias would say about that.
I think he was good in a certain way. He's always good in finding that spaces and actually getting Højbjerg involved, actually running up the pitch and stuff like that. But it was one thing that I didn't like was that his link up play with Kulu, because he has that understanding with Kulu. And by the way, Will, isn't the 2 midfielders at the wrong position? Because Højbjerg is usually on the left and Bentancur is on the right. If I'm not
mistaken. He is a lot of the times. I don't know why they put him that particular position, but if you look at his heat map, though, that's kind of where he played, right? So
yeah.
He played. I think they might have switched up a little bit.
Because
that's the arrow going forward, right? And the most of his space is here on that left-hand side of the D, right? So the majority of his time was spent on that left-hand side. So my guess, that's why they did it. Maybe he was marking a different guy. It kind of seemed like they almost had a man marking Rodrigo, right? Kind of following him around. So
Rodrigo. There you go. So anyways, that side was missing. He was not involving Kulu that much because he plays quite well the passes toward in Kulu's path. So that one I missed a bit. So, but I think if I were to rate him without a yellow, I think I'll rate him 7.1 maybe. Definitely not as good as Højbjerg.
Yeah, 7.2, 7.1 is probably what I would rate him at if I was, just looking at the numbers. Because we look into Højbjerg's numbers, there's not a huge difference to me for them in the actual numbers, other than the assist, right? So that's going to give you bonus points as too, right? So, anybody else had any opinions on Bentancur today?
I thought he was the better of the 2 midfielders, but he didn't get the assist, so he won't get kind of that boost from that. Yeah. It's tough for him, especially because the center backs just didn't seem to ever do anything other than pass to each other and then kick the ball right back to City. So he wasn't exactly getting the ball in a lot of great places. But when he did get the ball, he seemed, as he usually is, to make the right play. He's pretty solid defensively, breaking up plays. So not like a wow performance, but solid performance, what you would expect out of him.
Yeah. Although I thought there was a couple of times where I was impressed with some of the turns. He had some good turns in tight spaces that he then played the ball into Højbjerg that kind of helped start. They get a couple into Son too that kind of helped start the counterattack transition. So I thought it was good today.
His transitions were okay. He did pass to Sonny a lot. You know, and Sonny kicked on from there. So, yeah, if he didn't get the yellow, I would say 7-1, 7-2. He's solid as normal. He's a bit like PH. He's reliable. Yeah. You know what you're getting out of Bentancur.
And I thought his yellow, I think it was harsh, wasn't it, on Bentancur?
Yeah, it was a harsh one, really.
Because they gave him that one yellow, and then they went and gave, like, City ended up giving us a even harder penalty, like a foul right after that they didn't get a yellow for. So
yeah, it happened right before. Like, I was like, hold up, and that's why I said the ref did a horrible job. How did you give Bentancur a yellow and then they didn't give City a yellow or even a harsher tackle? So I thought the ref was inconsistent the whole game.
But then I think he was the official man of the match today, Mr. Højbjerg.
Yeah, Gary Neville gave him it.
Here you look at his thing. He spent a little bit more time on the right, so this is why I think they have him.
Yeah, I think that's
positioned that way. Played 90 minutes, full 90. Had 46 touches. You know, pretty good on the passing, 83%. Had one key pass. 50% of his long balls. Had that one big chance that was created that ended up leading to the goal. Shots off target, and nothing really to send home for there. Dribbles 1 for 1. Ground duels 50%. Only lost the ball 8 times, so that's pretty solid. He fouled 3 times and got fouled twice. Was offside once, and then defensively, pretty solid match. Just kind of a master in all of the areas. Not as high in some areas as Bentancur was, but 2 clearances, 1 block shot, 2 interceptions, 3 tackles, and dribble pass twice. To be honest with you, Højbjerg this season, man, I think he's our top player.
Yeah.
When you look at on SofaScore, I think if you look at the Tottenham team, not 100% sure, but if you look at the top players, it's either him or Harry Kane.
Yeah, I think it's either him or Kane.
Let me see. So Harry Kane's just kind of speaked him out. And people think Son's been so bad this year.
I have Bentancur as my player of the year along with Kane.
And people think Dyer has been bad.
So,
no, Dyer's just had some really bad moments, right? Like that's the problem. When you literally have errors leading to goals, that's going to get you some cussed out. So
yeah.
So I think that Pierre and Bentancur as a pair make a very, very good pairing because they are the guys who are pressing and hunting down the ball. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're noticing Kane doesn't press as much. You're going to see Pierre or you're going to see Rodrigo chase down the ball like a hound. I think that, that high energy kind of performance is really what kind of has that, encourages the rest of the forwards to press the ball. And I think that when you're seeing the press, the defense gets, a bit of a break. And I think that makes a wholesale difference. The press led to the goal, I think.
That's in a Conte system. Just real quickly, like you'll see these guys jet into this half space here and press center backs or defensive midfielders that get the ball. You'll see them dart in between this line here and press defenders in these half spaces there.
But
so,
that makes all the difference because I think Pierre-Emile Højbjerg won the ball back with his press and then fed the assist on Kane. So that made all the difference, and that type of high energy performance is exactly what we need all the time.
Yep, for sure. And then he had the one assist.
Yeah, one assist for the goal.
But we got Scott here. Scott's gonna say he had 0 out of 0.
I'm not going to bother. People want to keep hyping up this piece of shit. That's their choice. He's fucking horrible. He's awful to watch.
Yeah. Scott likes the.
Can go now ahead. We can keep Dyer if we get rid of that of Højbjerg at this point. I am so tired of watching him play.
Scott prefers the silky midfielders.
I prefer players that can actually play football, but
which means you don't rate half of Canada's team, right?
No, I've said
true. He doesn't.
I said we have massive holes on Canada. I love it, and I'm a fan. But when it comes down to actual head over heart, I am not. I'm not rating most of what we have.
But that brings us to Kulusevski, who I think this is about accurate, man. And I think that a lot of the pundits from magazines and stuff like that were giving him like a 7 and an 8 today were watching a different game, man. I didn't think. I thought Kulu was really wasteful today, and when you look at the numbers, it matches up, right? He was only 1 for 5 out of his dribbles. He didn't take any shots. He had 1 shot blocked. 43 touches, so he had quite a few touches, but man, his passing was really off today, right? 68%, which is very unusual for Kulu. And 15 for 22 in his passing. 17 for 4 in his ground duels. Like everybody said, he was doing a lot of defensive. I didn't think so. I thought he was getting twisted. And
I mean, I said that the group
lost the ball 18 times. He lost the ball more than any other player on the team today.
2 fouled 1.
So
I said that the group
everybody said it. We were all in the group chat. We were like I don't remember anybody in the group chat bigging up Kulusevski except for maybe Dan. Dan obviously thinks he was good.
Not good.
This is where I think that the stats match up with the eye test. I thought watching him, Kulu looked poor today.
That dribble passed 3 times. He did. That's right. Kulu's inside Grealish's pocket. Who's inside Emerson's pocket? That's about right. That's about right. Adam Phillip, you get comment of the day. I'll star you just for doing that. Bob Spur, if you're watching this back later, I expect a graphic to be done on that. But no, yeah. I mean, for me, his game was not great. And then we come over to Mr. Sun. First half, I don't know if people noticed, but I took a screenshot and put it in the group chat. I can throw it up if anybody doesn't believe me. But he had 7 touches in the first half, so just not on the ball at all. But to help him out, he really did go out and help. If you look at his heat map here, spent a lot of time, here backing up Perisic, and then was a lot more central and was kind of driving the ball, helping from transition. You had Højbjerg over here, Son to the left, Bentancur kind of sitting deeper here on the back left, and they kind of made this midfield triangle. It really helped on. Had 1 shot on target. That was that one from a little bit far away. Didn't really test the keeper all that much. Nothing in the dribble compartment. Only touched the ball 21 times, and if you think about 7 of those were in the first half, that means the remaining of his touches came in the second half. Pretty good on his passes. He only missed 3 of them, but again, that's not a whole lot. You had the key pass there. That was to the Harry Kane chance in the 70th minute. 1 for 1 on his long balls. Didn't have any cross opportunities because, like I said, he played really centrally today. He had that one big chance created, which was to Harry Kane in the 70th minute. And then only lost the ball 7 times, so he didn't give the ball away a whole lot. Got fouled once, was fouled once. And then defensively, he didn't have any defensive actions that hit the books, but he was backing up Perisic almost the entire first half, and that's what these spots here on the heat map are from. So came alive in the second half, I think. Was it a great performance from him today? No, he didn't have any goals or assists, but it was. I thought for me, when you saw him making those runs up the middle in the second half, that a lot of the dangerous opportunities that we had, he was involved in them at some point. Like I bet if we were to go back tomorrow and look at the FB ref of the game, his shot creating actions are probably going to be higher than his key passes. So,
I agree with that assessment. I think Sonny had a fairly decent game without a result.
Yeah,
he pressed, he defended, he made the right runs, he didn't lose the ball, he passed the ball well.
And his pace was good as well. Like he looked much better in terms of his
maybe he's
runs
fit now. Maybe, who knows? He may have been haggling. He had some tape on his thigh for a long time, right? So maybe that's gone now. You never know.
Yeah.
But yeah, to my assessment, I think, the numbers don't lie. He didn't get the service, but he was trying his best to make it happen.
네, 한국말 가능해요. But 네, 한국말 할 줄 아는 사람이에요. Leading on to Kane though. I thought Kane had a great first half. Second half, I thought he was really wasteful.
Minutes 90.
Played 90 minutes, 1.12 on the expected goals. Yeah, because he had two big chances. Missed one, got one. One goal. So he had, two shots on target. One was the goal. One was the one from the 70th minute. And then shots off target, he had two. That was that one that came from Perisic, or not Perisic. Who played him the ball there when he shot it wide and Son was sitting in space? I can't remember. Did Son play it to him or did Emerson play it to him? Or I can't remember. But that was one that it was wide early on. He had one shot blocked, one big chance missed. 38 touches, so got on the ball a decent amount of time. I think average for the front lines around 45-ish usually, so he didn't have a whole lot to do. He had two key passes, which is not bad. So he did create a few chances today. 50% on his ground duels, but he's never been a huge defender. Didn't lose the ball a whole lot. 8 times, but in some of these passes, man, I'd like to see Harry Kane really get up to in the 80s, man. He's Dan's trying to do his thing that Google Translate. He says I'm a fraud. That's what he says in a very rude way. 야 이놈아, 내가 네 아버지 나이다. 나한테 그런 말 하지 마.
You're doing South Korean, are you, Dan?
Well, your Korean's actually pretty good, bro.
Thanks. We got Kirian here with a $10 super chat. Says, as a huge Kulu fan, I have to admit this was one of his worst games in his Spurs shirt so far. Kane, Højbjerg, Emerson best on the day in my opinion. Davies, Romero also good. This is the start of a winning run. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, Davis wasn't that good. I don't know why people have been saying that Davis was good.
Yes, I know he was just joking. I know.
I think for Davies, maybe because not a lot came down on his side, right? So he wasn't seen as much, and when it's Ben Davies and he doesn't have to do anything, that's a good game for him because he gets in trouble once he actually has to defend, right? So maybe that's why, because I don't think I can't think of any plays where I was like, oh, great play from Ben Davies or anything, but.
Yeah, but I thought Harry Kane's first half was really good. Second half, he played well. Like, he got into good positions. I just thought he was really wasteful with it. Like, we would go up in here, look at the shot map. This shot here, I thought should have, he should have put that away. You know what I mean?
He should have put that one away.
That was like 0.38. I think it was his high. That was the one big chance that he missed.
That's the one, right, where Ederson dived
Yeah.
into his path. That's the one.
That's the goal there. There's that one there. But for that was the only other shot on target besides Son's shot on target there. But that one was played in from Son. That's the big chance that was created from Son. And then you had, I think, Harry Kane. This is the one. That's Dyer's. But there's another one from. I mean,
No, actually,
one.
that ball, the one that he should have passed it to Son instead of.
Yeah, Son was sitting right here and all by himself, man.
Yeah, so that one, I was like, you should have passed it to him, and it could have been a good goal.
Yeah, and you had Perisic too. I think in that play was making a run out of here from the left hand side, but. And then he also had that ball from Emerson that he kind of whiffed on. Although that one was a bit awkward height. It was kind of knee height, but.
No, he definitely wants those back.
I think for his height, it was not that high. You could have actually played it.
But this one, man, I was cussing him out in the group chat. I was like, what? What are you going to do?
Me too.
But, overall, City definitely mastered the game. They had the ball the most time. We had the bigger chances. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So it was all good in the day. And
we expected that City would have had the majority of the ball.
Sorry, she paid. I gotta do it. She paid me. I gotta do it.
Yeah, we expected City to have 65% of the ball. We knew that. We set up so they did have that much ball. We had a higher line to start off with. I think in the second half we dropped back a little bit more, and I don't think we played as well in the second half because we dropped further back into the box.
Yeah. Yeah. But we got as far as like the stats here too. I mean, ball possession, they obviously had it. So, but the shots were very similar, you know what I mean? Like they had only 15 shots, only 5 were on target, but really the only one that really I think had a chance of going in was that
Mahrez.
Was Mahrez shot off the off the post, crossbar, or whatever. But very similar shots off target, shots on target. There's only 2 difference. So they didn't really do anything. Corner kicks 6-4, still pretty close in there for the amount of possession they had. The fact they only had 6 corners, I thought our defense did a really good job of keeping those out. You had times when Emerson and Romero were clearing the ball out of bounds. Balls that looked like they were going to go out for a corner and were coming back. Bringing it, kind of saving the corners. So we did a good job on that. Fouls wise, they were fouling pretty much as much as we were. I mean, we had a little bit more, obviously. They had 3 yellow cards to our 4. They didn't have any big chances the whole game. Not a single big chance.
Yeah.
And, we had 2. They hit the woodwork once. So like I was saying earlier, that in the best case scenario for both teams, we still win 2-1. Right? So.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. And then shots inside the box, they only had 10 shots to our 9, so it's pretty even on that. And then shots outside the box, 5-3. Their goalkeeper had to make 2 saves. Lloris had to make 5. But it looks like they kind of had some good shots, but I don't remember Hugo really having to dive at all. There was that one that he kind of had. It was the low one on the ground. I think it was Alvarez that took it. I can't remember. No, it might have been Aki or maybe Rodri did it. It was the one that was low on the outside, and Lloris had to kind of dive in the near post. But it was pretty slow paced. It didn't seem like it was tough. But that's the only one. That's the only save that I remember Hugo having to even leave his feet for. So, passing wise, obviously, it's Man City. They passed the crap out of us. Their passing was a lot more accurate. A lot of it was unpressured, though. Long balls were pretty similar. Crosses, they had 27 to our 10. Dribbles. Looks like we were better dribbling on the day. 15 out of 6. And then we had more total, but they had a higher percentage. They gave the ball away quite a bit more. They had more duels and aerials won, which is a bit surprising, seeing the amount of possession that they had. That we probably that's kind of a surprising number for something that we probably should have had. But tackles, they had a ton of tackles, 19. We had more interceptions and more clearances, obviously, because they had the ball the most. But yeah. I thought we deserved that game. I don't think it was luck at all, Mr. Scott M. I know you're not here right now, so I'm going to talk bad about you when you're gone.
No, I'm back. Ha ha! I was just listening in the background waiting for you. No. I don't think City necessarily deserved to win either. I don't think anybody really
They were
impressed
off
from
the
either of
mark
the teams.
the whole time.
But anyway, we deserve the win, and that's all that matters.
I mean, when you take your chances, you deserve to win. That's functionally how it works.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. We took 50% of our chances, and they took none. Well, they didn't have any, so at least big chances.
Other than the
anyway.
Mahrez chance, but
yeah, I mean, he definitely had Hugo beat, and like I think somebody said Athelstan or somebody said if it was an inch and a half lower, well, yeah, if all of Son's shots this season were an inch and a half left or right, they would have all gone in. So close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, my friend, as we like to say here in the U.S. of A. No, that's what it is.
No, even when they brought on De Bruyne, he was like just absent. I mean, I didn't see anything special from him even. So
yeah, it didn't. Bryce says, I've heard Sonny's the fastest on record in the squad today, but today Alex was recorded much fastest in his purest of Alistair Gold. He left Son in his dust. That's right. So people didn't hear. Alex THFC ran into Alistair Gold after the game today and chased him down back alleys of Tottenham at 6, 7 o'clock at night in the dark.
Mr. Box Office?
Yeah, Mr. Box Office was chasing down Alistair Gold down back alleys of Tottenham today.
Oh, literally chasing him down, like not.
Yeah, literally chased him down. So
I love how you call him Mr. Box Office.
Why? Why would he do that?
He's giving it himself.
He calls it himself.
It's like I'm calling myself something, so you're calling me that something too.
Yeah, it's all good. All box office, all truth.
If you don't know, get to know.
Yeah,
exactly. Alistair obviously didn't know, and
I also speak to myself, towards myself in third person.
Well, he did that today, actually. So I think he has a little bit of like a dual personality disorder because, like, I asked him, I said, "Who am I speaking to today?" He's like, "You're speaking to Mr. Box Office." He was like, "Alex told me I need to go to bed." So I was like, "When can I speak to Alex, please?" he didn't catch on. Not surprised, but but we've got Gogma here, and she says Kangdungnim Badun Kara Pimnida, which means to get well soon. I love you.
Yeah,
so Kwayu.
Mr. Doll Office.
I don't know that word Kwayu, but I know what it means.
I don't know what that is.
I can't tell if it's Konglish or Korean.
It's what? Konglish.
Yeah, so in Korean there's Konglish, right? Where they in their alphabet they'll break up an English word and write it in their own characters, and that's called Konglish, right? So sometimes it gets confusing, and you have to look at it 2 or 3 times before I can grab it because, like everything else, Kamdongnim, that's coach, right? Balun, that's fast, right? Pimnida means like I hope, right? Like you're wishing something, and then so ko e you, but please get better soon. Yeah, I know what it means. Like I can get the gist of it, but she says not Konglish. I just don't know that word. Kwayu. I know I can say it. I just don't know what it means. Kwayu. I know
it means recovery.
Cover soon.
Is Konglish like Korean and English mix sort of?
Yeah, like the word like the computer, right? So the word computer is English, but in Korean it's computer, right? So that's which is
Okay.
yeah.
Because
Uh,
we have this thing
But like
called
I love
net
you, right? Like so I love you. That's I love you, but it's in Korean.
sarangeo.
I love you. And
Oh, okay.
the ing on the very bottom is kind of like a cutesy way of
But
it's a
why would
girl
they
thing.
do that?
Ing.
Why would they do that? Don't they have a proper sarangeo actually there?
Yeah, but it's just the way that they speak colloquially all the time. Like they say Korean words all the time. Anyways, fire, right?
Oh, okay.
Fighting, right? It's like slang
I
words.
think.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
So
I've heard
Koreans
that
have taken a
before,
lot
you
of
know.
English like words and have kind of made it into their own in their own like vernacular way.
Yeah.
So
Like
you're
if you
gonna
watch
see
Korean
most-
dramas, you'll hear English words all the time, right? You'll hear an
Yeah.
English word pop off, or even in like K-pop, you'll hear Korean word, but it's not necessarily used the way that we would use it natively, right? They have it in their own, they've made it their own, but it's not English and it's not Korean, it's Konglish. That's what it is.
Yeah, I think Crash Landing on You has a lot of Konglish words, and they were one of them.
Same size as English keyboards. It's not like Chinese. Korean is actually phonetic. So just like English.
Yeah, dude, Korean is actually easier to learn than English. Remarkably.
I could teach you to read Korean in 5 minutes. If you already speak English. It's easy.
Chinese is hard to learn too.
Oh,
Right,
dude,
it's-
Chinese is jacked
yeah.
up. But I'll tell you what, man. In Korean, they have you know how in English you have like the long vowels and the short vowels for like A for apple or A for ape, same letter.
Yeah.
In Korean, they're different letters.
Yeah, so you
They're
don't have
different
any. Every letter has its own unique sound, and there's less. There's like 24, and there's only. Now there's some. But there's a visual representation for every sound, right? So the Korean language was produced by the great king, as they call him, in Korea, and they used mouse shapes for the shapes of the letters. So the way your tongue is formed inside your mouth when you say the shape is how they created the alphabet. But it's phonetic. It's just like English, right? Each one of those characters is split up into 4. It's what is it? It's consonant, vowel, consonant, consonant, right? So each
Oh,
block of
Korean,
4.
you're on the right track. Koreans actually they use the sounds to make a block where you have a consonant and a vowel together in order to make a sound.
Yeah. So it's if you break it up into 4, it's consonant, vowel, consonant, consonant. It always follows that same pattern. So in each syllable, there's only one vowel sound in each symbol.
Or there could be 2, depending on how
Yeah,
you're
but it's
trying
like a
to make-
hybrid, right? Like so, like
it's a hybrid.
OE, right? Makes
Yeah.
we,
So
right?
if you're trying to say west, it would be an O, like the O sound, and an E. So west.
Yeah.
So Mike, you're Korean. You can speak Korean as well, is it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're Korean too. I didn't know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's pretty easy to learn how to read if you already know you can speak English. That's why maybe when I lived in Korea and I was teaching English in Korea, I would use I would switch it. So, I would try to tell Korean kids, I would write English words in their block system with English letters to help them understand the transition phonetically between, and then write that out long ways like we do in English, right? Laterally. And I was really good at helping 3rd and 4th graders
I know you're
learn
an
to read
English
English.
teacher. That's actually pretty neat.
Yeah, I taught English in Korea from 2007 until 2012. So 5 years. I taught
Okay.
English.
Dude, Korea is fun as hell. Why would you leave?
After 13 years, some things can get a little bit old. So Korea is very, very fun. But when you're there for as long as I was, I kind of enjoy the fact I don't get mobbed every time I go to the gas station now by 5 different children. Yeah.
No, dude, I'm telling you, man. If I went to Korea, I'd get in trouble. I'd have too much fun. Y'all would have too much fun. I'm telling.
Yeah, Korea's a very, very fun place. Nightlife in Korea is best in the world. I've been all over the place.
The street food is amazing.
Street food, the food in general. It parties all night long. 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. If you guys remember that old Varsity Blues movie when they come out of the strip club at 8 in the morning and they're like, "Oh, the sun." That was like me every weekend.
Were you a hardcore party?
KPV's going for 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. It's 4 o'clock in the morning over there.
Yeah, he's gonna be waking up to the sun soon.
He's gonna
no waking up. He's not sleeping.
You don't got school or work tomorrow, Kyle. Just gonna hang out.
I don't go to school or college anymore. I left. I left ages ago, and so I live somewhere else now, and I just play football on a Thursday, and just play FIFA. That's what I do, and watch football and wrestling. So it's what I do.
Big up. That's good. So you got plenty of time to come on streams.
Yeah, I got plenty of time.
It's all good. All good.
I'm telling you, man, just to keep the Korean hype train going, they need to go get Kim Min-jae or Kang In Lee. They have to.
Yeah. I said we should get Kim Min-jae both times. People
They're
mocked
ballers,
me.
Man. They're ballers, I'm telling you.
He's a proper baller, yeah.
Even under Jose, I said that we should pick him up.
There, Will. I was backing you up.
Yeah, Shane backed me up. Even old Dan THFC there, I told him to go watch him, and he backed me up. That's right, it does break the rules. But Lee Kang-in is it's pretty good. He's really still young. Man.
He's the real deal.
Yeah, I'd like to see him in the Prem because got Huang too, who hasn't been that great.
He's not like Brian Hill where he's like gentle on the ball. Like he'll he'll actually protect the ball.
Yeah, for sure.
And
he's more of like I think he's every bit as good as Matoma and at Brighton and.
I think they're different profiles of players. Matoma's a dribbler and Kang-in's a passer.
Yeah. But
which I think this Spurs team really needs.
Yeah, I don't know why we didn't go
the 10 role like Sonny.
I just don't know why. I just don't know why we didn't even go in. Why didn't we go for Kim Min-jae though? Like we were linked with him for two different windows. When he was still playing in China and then when he was playing in Turkey, and we didn't get picked.
So there are conflicting reports on this transfer window about why he didn't come to Spurs. So a lot of people who take the Spurs angle of Spurs, turned him down. I'm like, well, I mean that could be possible, but I think there was also the notion of he wasn't going to be guaranteed starting time under Conte. He's like, nah, dude, like I want to start. And turns out he probably would start on this team.
Yeah, I think I don't think he would have started right away like he did when he went to Napoli, but I think he would have had a little bit of betting in time. But I think that once he got into training, I think Conte would have thrown him right in there. I really do.
He's just so fast, man.
When he's big too, he's not small like Joe Rodon. He's not. He's big, strong, thick.
Yeah. You're describing you're describing Sergio Ramos like, dude, Kim is like the Korean remix.
Yeah, it's good. He's good. I think he'd be good in the middle there.
But I don't think it's just him, right? We haven't done anybody to replace Sanchez or Dyer or. I guess maybe you could say Longley, but not really. I mean, Davies, right? We haven't done anything to replace those guys. That's the problem. It's not just a anti-Kim Min-jae. Like we haven't even brought anybody in. That's the problem.
Yeah, I mean, Lee Kang-in too. He's a good player. This is the thing that frustrates me a little bit with sometimes with Korean players because I thought Hong was going to be a pretty good striker too, especially at Wolves, and it just hasn't worked out. So it's like I'm a little bit just tentative because of how physical the Premier League is and watching.
Man, when you watch Wolves play, they have such a drab playing style. You know what I mean?
But I mean, just watching Korea too in World Cup because they're my number 2 team, and in international play. I watch all of their, in Asia and stuff like that, World Cup qualifiers and stuff. They just I don't really see them dominating, having players that really stand out, right? Like they're good. But I mean, that's why there's like, how many are even in Europe? 3 now? 4? Right. So
there's a boatload.
I think there's about 7 or 8 at the moment, isn't there?
Is there? Oh, yeah. After this transfer window, I think there was what 2 or 3 more guys that came in. And what was his name?
They're in Germany. They're in Scotland. They're not all in it. They're not all in England.
That the midfielder who had a really good presence in the World Cup. What was his name?
To the midfield.
Oh, real young guy. When we played him in preseason, remember, and he kind of had a pretty good game. Oh, something. I can't remember.
Oh, he's a forward, and he's on Celtic now.
That's what maybe. Did he went to Celtic this window?
Yeah. Oh, he moved to Celtic. Mm-hmm.
That's what I was talking about.
He's pretty good.
Yeah, he's pretty good too. He's young too, isn't he? Like 20 something, or is he older?
Oh, he's in his 20s. Yeah. No, but I think I would love to see Lee in a Spurs shirt. I think if you look at his chances created, like his big chances created, he's one of the top in La Liga playing for a defensive side.
Yeah.
Like that Mallorca team is not very good without him.
Yeah. That's the thing with the Liga, though. It's really easy to be creative in the Liga because you have the time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Nah, man, he's like baby David Silva though. Like you just look at the way he plays, his vision, his crossing.
Yeah, he's young too, though. I mean, he's only 21, right? So I mean, he's got.
But that's how Spurs have to recruit. I don't think they're going to compete for players who are 26, 27. You know what I mean?
These young players from Korea and Japan that are coming through now are pretty much all both-footed. They're ambidextrous, so they can kick a ball left foot or right foot. And I think Sonny has a lot to play into that. He was one of the leaders or the first people to break into the German, into Bayer Leverkusen and into the Premier League. He's a role model for these young Korean players coming over.
Yeah. No, I definitely don't disagree that he's a good player. I'm just saying, like, it's for me. I don't think that they're going to give him a fair shake. You know what I mean? Fair shake. Yeah. Because they didn't do it with Kim Min-jae, and he was probably the second most clear out, like big player out of that Korean national team.
I just don't understand what more you have to see. Like he's big, he's fast, he's strong, and he's aerially dominant.
Yeah.
Like he's really fast.
He's a perfect package.
There was this clip, he was playing against Juventus, and he made an 80-meter sprint from box to box to support a counterattack and out-sprinted the forward.
Yeah. No, I hear you. But my computer's doing all kinds of wacky stuff right now. Is my camera locked? Frozen?
Yes, it's frozen.
Yeah, it's frozen.
Yeah, I don't know why.
At least it didn't catch him in some weird pose.
KPV gone.
Is it because of that Windows upgrade thing?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with it, man. I don't, but
were you using Mac previously?
No, I've never used a Mac. I never used a Mac.
I gotta pick your brains at some stage for the half decent webcam.
I recommend the Elgato wave cam, or what's it called? Face cam, Elgato face cam. I'd show you right now, but I don't have any. I'm gonna have to remove this and then restart it.
Having issues recently.
Huh?
Elgato has been having issues recently. There's some bug and all that in the new update.
Oh, I don't know. But
This new, I've just got a new sort of mid-range laptop, but the laptop camera is just so bad. It's so grainy. It just drives me absolutely nuts. I don't want to spend a fortune because I haven't got a fortune to spend, but yeah, I want something half decent. So when you do your tech show, you'll have to link me in.
yeah, like it's saying my OBS is open, but it's not. And then it's asking me if I want to launch it anyway, but it's not. It's not working. So let me see if my camera shows up here when it comes in. But yeah, it's working now. We'll turn that on here. Can't turn it on. Can't turn it on.
Said.
We'll have to go straight out of the camera. It's okay. I don't need to switch screens around anyway, but let's see. I gotta find which camera it is now. Is it that one? No. Is it that?
You're gone.
Woohoo! He's gone. Let's run him up.
Unreal. Shane,
So-
I don't think your laptop camera is too bad. I just think it's the lighting.
We can't hear you now, Shane. You're on mute, bud.
I've got the contrast and brightness turned up. So I've played with the settings, so it is a little bit brighter than normal, which sort of makes it look a little better. So it's definitely not 4K.
No, mine's not 4K either. Mine's 1080p, which is good enough.
Yeah, 1080p, but I mean, for webcams, it's kind of like cell phone cams, right? Like, iPhone looks a lot better than certain whatchamacallits.
Yeah.
Like Galaxy or stuff like that. Why is it still there? It says OBS is already running. Unless you want to do this, please shut down any existing instances. I've already shut it down, dude. I even pulled up the task manager. I don't know what's going on, bro.
That's what happens with Windows.
Nah, like this has never happened to me before. Let's see if I can find it. There it is. Kill it.
So we've got Leicester coming up this next weekend. Any thoughts on the lineup we're going to put out, or any big thoughts on how the game's going to go?
I don't know. What are you guys' thoughts on Leicester? I think that we will have all kinds of good stuff. No, all my cameras are working. Yeah, no, just that one. What is going on, dude?
I think Danjuma will probably still be on the bench and hopefully he'll come on and score too, like Bergwijn did. Another Flying Dutchman, as the commentator said, the Flying Dutchman, Bergwijn, and another repeat of last season, 3-2 win. I think the lineup, now that Romero is going to be suspended for that game, I'd expect maybe the Colombian centre-back Sanchez to start and put in a good performance. I don't understand why he would be coming on, but yeah, probably Lloris will still keep his place, and yeah, Kane, Son, and Kulu.
How much you got this for?
It's like 150, but this is the one I recommend to people. The reason why I like this one is because you can actually adjust all the settings on it. So the f-stop, the resolution, so whatever lighting situation you've got going on, you can do that. So Shane is the one I recommend. Elgato face cam for the money. you're going to
That's
get
right.
as close to DSLR quality as you can get. Like, I mean, it's not going to be this. I mean, this is like $1,000 camera, right? Plus a $300 lens, but it's as close as you can get to that in low light situations as you're going to get. So,
Yeah, I was thinking of trying to see if my cheap ass Nikon DSLR would work.
Could if it has a clean HDMI out. The best camera, if you're looking at it from here, I'll take it off the thing and show people. But the best like streaming camera, if you're don't want to spend money, is to get yourself a Canon M200. Just have clean HDMI outs. I think this with a kit lens is like $550. And that's
This is
really
Canon M200, right?
Yeah. This isn't the kit lens that comes with it. This is a different lens, but even these Viltrox lenses aren't super expensive. This 23 millimeter 1.4 is like $260 on Amazon or something like that. But so this setup right here is about $700. But even with the kit lens, you're going to get really good, far better quality in low light than you can with any DSLR. But yeah, and then you just get a dummy battery and an HDMI cable that plugs into the side, and you're good to go. And that's what.
See, that's far too much of an investment for me, who would have a face for radio if we didn't have these cameras on our faces.
Yeah. So
I think for the Leicester game, I would like to see. I want to see Poro play with.
Yeah, I think
Paris.
it's a good game to bring him
I
on.
genuinely think this is the game where we have to go and win it.
Yeah.
I don't have any confidence in Spurs if they sit back and invite on Leicester, and then we have to counter Leicester at home. Do I think that might happen at some points? Yes, Leicester's the home team. It's going to happen. I think Spurs genuinely have to score first in this match. They have to score first to take the pressure off the shoulders. If you score first, you can sit back and then invite on the pressure and then hit on the counter. But if we're already being brought out and we go 0-0 into halftime, I think we're getting a draw out of that game.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you.
Yeah, I don't disagree either.
I think we'll win. Like, beating Leicester isn't for everyone.
Yeah, but I mean, just real quickly, because I have it up here, but so like this camera here is an M6 with like a $400 lens, right? So this is like $1,400. This camera over here is the M200, right? So there's a little bit of a difference, but not much. So $500, and then $1,400. So wider, bigger picture, but you can get all that with lenses too. So that's what it is. But yeah, on the Leicester side of things, for me, I think you definitely got to have Poro start, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would hope so.
Because there's no real need or reason for Emerson, defensive prowess in this game, right? So it's going to,
You have to take it.
It's going to be for me for sure. Is going to be what?
You're going into their house, you're punching their husband in the face, you're telling their wife to make you a sandwich, and you leave with dirty dishes. Like, that's what we're doing.
Yeah. For me, look, and then two, like some people said, do you bring Don Juma in? No, look, not for Leicester.
Maybe he can come off the bench. Maybe we'll
Come
bring
off the
him
bench, I thought he should have come on maybe for Kulu today.
I thought Richarlison was going to come on, but then Romero got the red card. So yeah, I think they switched tactics then. I reckon
they're going to 3 in midfield, right? So you're going to bring up Charleston in to be the second striker.
I think Richie will start against Leicester.
Jacob Bannister, I have no idea what you're talking about, but that is a no word here. We don't do that.
No, we don't do that. Unfortunately not.
Just so you know.
I don't know if we can take the chance
Easy-
for Charles
easy.
and Leicester, can we?
Huh?
I said I don't know if we can take the chance of starting with Charleston against Leicester because we kind of need to win that game if we're still pretending like we have a chance at top 4. And
Yeah, let's look at the table here and see.
I think
what
for
matches-
Leicester, like what Will said earlier, I just can't predict what this team does. If it was 4-0 for us, sure, I wouldn't be surprised. 3-0 for them, sure. 0-0 draw, sure, because we're so inconsistent and we're so reliant on so few players that any result could ever always happen with these guys. So hard to say.
Yeah.
Leicester getting clapped.
Am I a mod?
I think you are, but I mean it's fine. I can time him out or block him here. But he hasn't come back and said it yet, so he said it once. Everybody gets one warning. And then let's see, looking at the table fixtures. So who's playing who next week? Arsenal,
United's
Brentford.
playing Leeds.
Man United have got Leeds 2 times this week and then on the
Chelsea.
weekend.
Newcastle have they have Bournemouth away and Liverpool at home.
Do they have a double game week next week too? Let's see.
Is it? I think Newcastle has only one game.
Bournemouth.
I think
Yeah,
Newcastle
then
plays once
the
a
week
week.
after that they play next Saturday. They play.
But they also play in a cup final against each other, which is kind of funny.
Yeah, Man U, Newcastle.
So maybe they'll rest some guys for Bournemouth or whatever to make sure their guys are fit for the cup. You never know. You know what I
So
mean?
here's the thing, and I think that Spurs fans should know this.
Casemiro misses the cup final.
Casemiro's out. Bruno Guimaraes is out too.
Bruno's going to miss that as well.
So he's
No,
missing 2
Casemiro
more
will miss
matches.
the cup final as well, is it?
Yeah,
No,
because it's
Bruno
all
will be
FA
back for the
games.
Oh.
Bruno will be back for the cup final. I think.
When is the
Casemiro-
When is the EFL Cup?
26th of February. Bruno's going to miss it. It was confirmed on Twitter or missed. because he got a red card.
I thought he only
Two.
misses 3.
He only misses 3. Well, I don't know because he choked that guy, right? So they could give him up to a 5-game ban.
Are we talking Casemiro or Bruno?
Casemiro.
Uh,
So we got Sunday.
What
So-
do you mean he choked the guy? I
Casemiro thought he
don't.
was the Undertaker of WWF. And
Yeah,
went
he-
like,
Grabbed the
Casemiro
guy
is
by the throat.
suspended.
Yeah,
And-
Casemiro
Okay.
thought it was Brock Lesnar.
It was going to be a choke slam.
Yeah.
yeah,
sure.
he thought he
He's-
was
he's-
straight up in
he
the
is
WWF.
Casemiro
He's
thought it was Brock Lesnar. And he got Will Hughes on the neck.
Wow, I didn't see that.
Casemiro is out until 5th of March, so he won't play the cup.
Yeah, it
Oh, I
says
love
how
it.
many matches is Casemiro suspended for after his red card against Crystal Palace?
Three.
It'll say
3, 4.
He missed
matches.
the Arsenal game. He missed the Arsenal game, he did. Yeah.
Oh, Casemiro.
says an automatic 3-game ban is issued, so that's at least 3 games. So you got 2 upcoming ties with Leeds and Leicester. Doesn't say he's out that long. So we got 2.
So
I
2
think they have the
against
Europa
Leeds.
ties with Barcelona too.
Yeah, Europa League.
Yeah, but Europa League doesn't count. It's
He
only
should be
FA
back.
games.
He shouldn't
Oh,
get
it's
any
only
more
domestic?
than the 3
Okay.
games. 'Cause
Yep.
He didn't like. He just put his hands around his neck. He didn't like lift him or push him or do anything more than that. I can't see how you can get more than 3 games for that.
It was a
I
straight
don't need to
red.
have my hands on somebody's neck to choke them out. I don't need to. I don't need to lift them up, Scott.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't think it's that big of a deal.
As soon
but
as
I
he put
understand
as soon as he put his hands on my neck, I would have started flapping like, all right. Make it look like he was choking, even if he wasn't. Even if he's like, whoa, I would do it just. I know that's a smart thing to do. I try to tell my kid that all the time too. Like my kid gets fouled a lot. It's like, dude, you gotta go down sometimes, man. Like, you don't get called because you don't go down. You go down more.
The refs don't see it. They're
Which
not
is
buying
choking,
it.
dude. You can't tell how much pressure was put by just seeing like.
Yeah, true.
But if his face
Didn't
went
choke him. He
blue,
put his
yeah,
hands on his
you-
neck. Well, that's kind of what choking's called, right?
if he went blue, you could tell how much pressure was on there.
Huh?
If he went blue in the face, you could tell how much pressure he applied to the choke.
I guess face.
I mean,
red.
listen, man. I didn't elbow him. Okay, his face just happened to make contact with my elbow.
Yeah, but this is the thing, dude. Choking is literally, even if there's no reaction, dude, it doesn't matter. You can't tell that.
It's
You don't know how
intentional.
much pressure he put on.
He must have grabbed him like that. And then
The guy could have been trying to be hard. You know what I mean? I've seen people get choked, like really get choked, and they didn't. They still stand there hard with their face. But nah, man. I mean, I don't know. You shouldn't do it. You shouldn't do it.
Those are the rules, man.
It's literally in the rule book. Choking or hands to the face, right? So.
Troy Deeney done it against Stoke a couple of seasons ago.
Yeah,
Troy Deeney done it and got sent off. So he done it to Joe Allen. So yeah,
I mean,
he's learned.
Sonny embraced the dark arts against United last time. Got that red card from the hit to the face.
Who?
You don't go down, they don't buy it.
Son, that was when we lost 3-1 at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and yeah, Scott McTominay thought Man United had scored 1-0, but the
Yeah,
goal
yeah.
was after Son got hit by Scott McTominay, and then
Son got a red card for that what's his name challenge, and he never even touched him.
Yeah, that one was
Everton guy.
Andre Gomez.
Andre
Gomez.
In 2019, yeah, I watched
Didn't
it.
even touch him. There's space between the boot and the leg, and the guy's leg just snapped. Son got sent off for that.
Yeah, he then got sent off against Chelsea, for getting Antonio Rudiger.
Oh no, that was completely deserved.
Yeah, that was announced.
He
got
cleaned
sent off against
Antonio Rudiger in the chest.
He got sent off against Bournemouth for pushing, was it Lima or something? From Bournemouth.
I don't remember. But I remember that Rudiger one. That was fucking funny.
Yeah, that was when he got him in the balls, though. He got him in the balls.
Yeah, 1 game ban for Romero because it's 2 yellows. It's not straight red. So.
Yeah,
They canceled the red card though. When did they cancel the red card? So I'm literally looking at ESPN right now, and they say he's
I
out
wish
for.
they canceled my student loans.
The Everton one, I think he's talking about. They overturned the Everton one.
Oh yeah, the Everton one.
Yeah, they did that one. They did.
So he played against Chelsea and he got sent off, 3 red cards, and so he missed.
He still got sent off in the game though. It still impacted the game. That's what I'm saying,
Yeah,
right? Like he didn't get banned, but
yeah, the first full season at our new stadium, we lose a few home games, and we still lost to Chelsea 2 times, and we didn't beat the big teams at home. Man City and Arsenal are the only teams we beat. Liverpool, Chelsea, and all that, we lost at home.
yeah. But what do you think about Bournemouth though? They could get. You think they could do anything against Newcastle?
Oh, the Callum Wilson derby, hey? Callum Wilson against his old club. That's going to be interesting.
I think Bournemouth are okay at home.
Yeah, they've gotten some results this season.
They
looking at the
drew with
results here.
Nottingham Forest though just recently, at home, away, at home I think. Yeah, Nottingham Forest got a point on Bournemouth, so I think
they held Brighton to 1. They drew with Nottingham Forest.
they lost at Brighton. Bournemouth. They just lost Mitoma, so people think Bournemouth are going straight back down as they come back up. So Bournemouth are probably going to go down. Southampton and Everton, I think they're the 3. Bournemouth, We've still got.
No,
I don't
I
know,
think
man.
Everton will scrape in by the skin of their teeth.
Are they going to do an Everton and West Brom? They survived years ago.
Everton will survive just.
See, I don't know, dude. Bournemouth lost twice to Chelsea in the last couple of months. They've
Bournemouth are not terrible.
The last team Bournemouth beat was Everton in November.
Yeah. I don't think Bournemouth have beaten the big teams though since they were last in the Premier League.
But listen, all we need is for Newcastle to drop points.
Yeah, but I don't know if they can even draw a draw, man.
Yeah.
Like even Nottingham Forest they drew with, but Nottingham Forest isn't like the super attacking force.
I'm just saying 4 of the last 5 Newcastle matches were draws.
They did draw with Fulham once. I mean, hey, I hope they can squeak it out. All we need is them to drop 2 points and we win and we're back in the top 4.
We didn't think Tottenham were going to beat City, and that happened. We also didn't think
Everton
was going to beat Arsenal.
I did.
That also happened. Well,
I did.
I didn't think Everton would beat Arsenal, but yeah, it's fine. Talking about Arsenal, are we starting to see some chinks in the armor, or is it?
No, that's a one-off. This team is so good.
They have the results lately haven't been that good. They've been kind of squeaking by. You know, the number of goals they scored have been pretty low.
Arsenal beat Everton though at Goodison.
Arsenal's schedule's hard.
They still got
their hard part's coming up.
City and Chelsea.
So, actually, I think Brentford game would be like the kind of season decider for Arsenal. If they lose that and the City game, I think they are gonna bottle the title definitely. That's a definitely bottle. Because if City wins the next 2 games, then I think they would be ahead of Arsenal. Yeah.
Yeah, but if
Arsenal's got a game in hand over City.
Yeah, Everton at home.
Such a curse. I would never count the game in hand. Actually, it's like.
If it's at Goodison Park, Everton will always beat Arsenal.
It's Everton. Arsenal has Everton at home. I think is their game. They're two TBD. Let me double check that.
Arsenal Everton at the Emirates. Don't know when that is.
Yeah, it's Everton at Arsenal is to be determined, right? So that's their game in hand. And then they have, Arsenal's got some tough fixtures, man. They got their next one's against Brentford. That's not going to be an easy game. Brentford's a good side. And they got Man City, Villa, Unai Emery coming back. You know he's going to want to get one on them. That's at Villa. Leicester, that should be an easy game for them. Then they have Bournemouth, Fulham away at Fulham. You know that's not an easy game. They got Crystal Palace at home. That shouldn't be a problem for them. Leeds,
Manchester City twice.
Yeah, and then you got Liverpool in April 8th.
Palace can upset them as well.
They got at Anfield, at West Ham, and then Southampton, at City, away to Chelsea, away to Newcastle, or Chelsea at home, away to Newcastle, Brighton at home, Nottingham Forest, and Wolves. So they've got a tough run out, man.
They always lose Nottingham Forest when they play them. They always lose, but they beat them at the Emirates. They always lose.
You know what? Arsenal are one Thomas Partey injury away from not having a competent defensive mid.
Yeah.
They always lose.
They depend. That team depends on Thomas Partey as the midfield engine so much because you can't have that guy be Xhaka, and you definitely can't have Odegaard be that guy. And I think Elneny just got he just left. So again, that's your depth. You're gonna have Granit Xhaka starting there.
Yeah. Well, you have Jorginho too, but he didn't look that great when Partey got taken off.
No, Jorginho's he doesn't have that speed, and he's definitely not that physical.
No, I don't even think he has necessarily the creativity that Partey has either. Mm-hmm. But the I think you could see Arsenal go. I think you could see him. It's potentially they could lose 4 on the bounce, man.
Yeah, 4 on the bounce, and then that's pretty it. That's pretty much it.
Boom, that's gone, dude. You got Man United could catch him. City could catch him. I don't know if we could catch him. We're 10 points, so 9 isn't going to help us, right?
Well, if we can win these 2 games,
we're 11. We're 11 points.
If we
And
can win
the
these few games, then I think we can. If we win these few
If we win
games,
our next 3 and they lose their next 3, we're still behind them by 2 points. But it definitely shortens the gap. But
like we finished above in the last 6 years, so coming.
yeah, I mean, we can't. If they lose the next 3, it's
Possible.
game on, right? Like
Or 4,
everything's.
if they lose to City twice and lose to Chelsea and Liverpool, then I think we'll catch
I can't
it.
count Chelsea or Liverpool this season. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
look, even if we count Man City dropping 6 points, both times, we've got to get some help from. And say they draw with Newcastle, that's another 2 points dropped, right?
Newcastle, who took points off them at the Emirates, which
Yeah.
like Kieran Trippier taking points off Arsenal again. I got FPL points from him and Nick Pope and share. So, but really, I think I'd rather have a draw than Newcastle win because we want to get in that top 4. So, a draw then would be nice. But really, I just don't want Arsenal winning. So, Kieran Trippier doing us a favour would be helpful, though. Let's be honest. Already done us one last season. Can he do it again? I hope so.
Oh, I mean, there's also no Bruno Guimaraes for the next couple of games, so he misses Liverpool, he misses Bournemouth, which is pretty big.
Yeah.
Liverpool Newcastle was going to be interesting, like the Andy Carroll Jose Enrique derby, who's played for them clubs. Like Newcastle at home to Liverpool is going to be tough. Like they lost, that's the only game they lost, and that was at Anfield in August. So can Newcastle beat Liverpool? They beat us, and they took points off United and Arsenal and City. So
But man, Liverpool looked bad recently. They lost 3-0 to Wolves. Oh.
Yeah, and Molyneux, like the team that Klopp has never lost to, has now suffered his first defeat to them. Like Liverpool haven't won a game in 2023 in the Premier League, have they? They've not won a single game. They lost to Brentford.
Yeah, they haven't won in 23.
Oh, whoa. There's no shame in losing to Brentford. Brentford beat United.
Yeah, and they beat Man City as well. They beat Liverpool, so can
that's what I'm saying. Arsenal's got them coming up in the next
they already beat Brentford a few months ago. Can Brentford win at Arsenal like they did at Man City before the World Cup? Ivan Toney, who is a Liverpool
Arsenal
fan.
Yeah, Brentford is going to Arsenal.
Yeah, so hopefully Ivan Toney can beat Arsenal because he already done it before, and so we'll find out. It would be nice if Brentford did beat Arsenal because they've already lost before. That was on the opening day last season.
Yeah.
Friday night, they had 2 players out with COVID, Aubameyang, Lacazette, and Arsenal moaned they should have postponed it because of what happened. But now the game was going to continue. They still lost. But I think their home record is brilliant. They've not lost a home game. They did. That was against Brighton in the Carabao Cup. So they've only lost, 4? Man United, PSV, Brighton, Everton. That's 4 defeats in competition. 2 defeats in the league. So Brentford's going to be tough for them. We've still got to play them at home. Going to be tough. Brentford against the big boys, they're showing they can't be messed with.
Yeah, okay. It was nice meeting you guys. I'm going to make a move. So nice to meet you guys. And Will, as normal, brother, I'll catch you later.
Take it easy, man. Shane, thank you pretty much.
Yeah. Stay strong, stay Spurs.
Stay strong, stay Spurs. That's right.
Spurs.
But yeah, I mean, we got what? We got Leicester, and then we got the Champions League, right? Or is it the other way around? Can't remember.
Leicester and Champions League.
No, you're right. You're right.
Leicester on the weekend, Champions League during the week.
Then West Ham as well afterwards.
West Ham.
After the Milan game.
When do you think Conte returns?
Hopefully we'll see him.
I think somebody said he was, I think Wednesday,
yeah.
Don't quote me on
Wednesday
it.
Or next
yeah,
Wednesday?
he's gonna be back.
This one, I think.
Because
I don't think he'll be fit, but he'll be back.
He's in Italy, right?
Yeah, I think he'll be back in England on Wednesdays. What they said.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll be like in full training or whatever.
That
But
doesn't make sense. It would make a lot more sense for him to just meet the team in Milan, wouldn't it?
Yeah, Milan. Like Conte
yeah.
never
He's in
Yeah,
liked
Italy.
him.
Stellini is not that bad. He can beat City, so you can rely on him for one more
Yeah,
game.
like
This Wednesday, so we got Leicester on the weekend. So it would
yeah.
be,
So
and Milan's the
yeah.
Wednesday after that.
Yeah, so it looks like Stellini will probably be in charge because while he's been in charge, we haven't lost. Stellini has been, yeah.
Yeah, his
He can
record
manage
is
versus
just-
City. He can manage versus Leicester.
Definitely.
3 wins under Stellini while Conte's not been on the sidelines. Marseille, City, now Leicester. So 3 wins, then another clean sheet, and then AC Milan, then West Ham. So a few clean
Oh, yeah,
sheets.
Preston too. Don't
Preston,
disrespect
yeah.
Preston. That's 4.
Yeah, Preston, yeah, and Portsmouth. So we were at home to Portsmouth, and that was Kane, like, scored for 5. So Palace, I believe that was what the first one. Like, yeah, that was the first clean sheet. We've still got to play Palace at home as well, I believe. Yeah,
Oh, fucking Selhurst Park.
more home games to come. So yeah, we've only lost 4 home games. Glad it wasn't to make it 5. So first home win in the Premier League of 2023. What more can you ask for? More to come, please.
Who do you what scoreline prediction do you have for the Leicester match? And who's scoring?
Same from last season, 3-2. But I think we want clean sheets. So, but I say 3-0. Like Kane had to.
I think I said 3-1 earlier today on Henry's show, but don't quote me on that.
I'll go with 4-2.
4-2.
4-2.
Why not a repeat of 2017? 6-1. We won 6-1. Kane got 4. Ali and Son got 1 each. So wouldn't mind another 4 goals for Kane against Leicester. Wouldn't mind another 6-1. We'll
How about you,
find out.
Scott?
I'll say 2-2. Kane can get both goals.
What, you're saying Kane 2-2? Like, I already called out Sim because he said 2-2 between Spurs Man City, and look what happened. It didn't happen. So it didn't happen in the end. So no, thank you. I want a win. Leicester beat Villa, Villa. So it's not going to happen. We're not going to lose or draw. So need a win. So I'm going 3-0. But yeah, I want a
I'm
win.
gonna go 2-0. I think I think this defense is going to get it together a little bit.
Sanchez did score his first Tottenham goal against Leicester the season we reached the Champions League final. We won 3-1. Laurie saved Vardy's penalty. Madison was going to take, but Vardy came off the bench and missed. So, like, Vardy missing another penalty against Tottenham, hoping if we concede, Laurie has to save. He hasn't saved one for a long time.
He saved Kane's I mean, that was not really a save.
No, he didn't save it. Kane
Out
kicked it
of
over
all
and
the
then Black
penalties, he go and save that one.
But another unpaid product placement. I don't know why I do it, but I just like to share you guys with things. If you go to the gym and you like shaker bottles, like you do protein or pre-workout, it's called Shakespeare. It's like a play on words from Shakespeare, but it's Shakespeare. It doesn't have a thing, but it's made out of stainless, and it keeps your shake cold for a long time. There's nothing worse than a warm protein shake. So,
maybe Hulu to go on the score sheet over the weekend.
The price here in Malaysia is crazy.
Maybe Bentancur on a score sheet against Leicester again. Maybe Bentancur on a score sheet against Leicester. Already did. So maybe another goal for Bentancur.
Incoming Sonny hat trick part 2. He only scores versus Leicester.
Yeah. Another goal for Kane. Like he always scores. So Son and Kane, Bentancur and Danjuma. But we'll find out. They're going to do their score predictions probably this week, Ben and Sim, on We Are Tottenham TV. They're going to predict the Prem, and they're gonna do the perspective. Like I think Dan's winning so far. So yeah.
That's good. Yeah, for me, I think 3-1. I think we'll see
Yeah.
some more goals. I think
Ian Nacho, I think, will probably score because he scored against us when I was at Man City, and so he's probably going to go on the score sheet. Ian Nacho, but yeah,
I would go for 2 Sunny goals and 2 Kane goals for this one.
4, eh?
4-0.
4-2. I think
4-2.
Leicester. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
2 for Kane and 2 for Son, eh? The old partnership linking up again.
Yep.
Assist each, like Kulu maybe providing an assist, like the front three. This could become the best front three. We still haven't signed Kulu permanently yet. Like, I think we're doing that at the end of the season, I was told. Like, so we can get the deal done. That'll probably be the best signing we've had. Like, yeah, so we can get the deal done. Kulu assists. He's only got, 5 assists, and he's in contention for the Playmaker Award of the season. So if we can get a couple assists, then he can win it.
So people, this is Conglish, right? Shake it, shake it.
Shake it, shake it. Yeah.
Shake it.
You know what? I think
Contact Boba. Go get some stuff from Boba.
Now I am
Bubble
craving
tea.
boba.
dude, I think Kane scores 2. He scores 2.
I think another
Kane.
Kane
brace. He's going to be the difference.
incoming.
Yeah, I think Kane seemed to score almost every goal, every game this season, apart from a few. And the ones he didn't score, I don't think we scored at all. But I don't think there's been a game where somebody else has scored and he hasn't. If there is, there's not many.
What do you think happened to that Kane and Son partnership this year?
Dried up with Son's shooting percentages dropping, right? So his finishing percentage.
Yeah, Kane and Son did link up against Leicester in that 6-2 win. I think it was for Sonny's third goal, I think. Yeah. So that's gonna be interesting to see because nobody's combined. Drogba and Lampard have now had that record broken by Kane and Son. So can they keep doing it or will it be different? We'll find out this weekend.
Do you think top 4 or Conte staying or Trophy staying is going to get Kane to stay?
Definitely.
I think one of those two with Conte staying wouldn't be enough for him to stay.
FA Cup, I think. Like,
if I view myself as like the guy, it's hard. It's difficult to imagine staying on a team that's not going to compete for the highest honors.
Like, we're still in both competitions, FA Cup, Champions League, so the double is still on. So be positive, people. Think positive and be positive. The double is still on. 2 trophies.
Double is still on. I think
there's a difference between positivity and delusion, my friend.
Yeah, but I think that the FA Cup, I think we've got a good shot. There's not a lot of good, strong teams still left in there. I mean, it was like Leicester, Southampton, United City,
Manchester United, Manchester City.
Yeah.
But I mean, hopefully one of those two take each other out, right? Reduce the odds by 1. And if it's Manchester City, man, I'm telling you, if it's Manchester City, because even in the FL Cup final, they only got 1 goal on us, and it was like a
Laporte. It
was like a fluke, right? Like they barely even got one on us in that.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, man, we just tend to play really well against it. Like if it's City, I think we have a chance. If we have to face United in the final, I think we end up losing like 3-1.
You know what? Speaking of Laporte, I want Laporte at Spurs, man. He doesn't get enough playing time at City.
I thought they were talking about loaning him out this year, but never happened.
And I'll tell you what, man. If they're giving, Manchester City are making the mistake of giving away all their good players. They lost Zinchenko, they lost Jesus, they lost Cancelo. They're going to give away Bernardo Silva. They're going to give
even
away
Porro. They gave away, right? So
Porro, yeah. So
like these guys are going to be out of contract, and De Bruyne is not getting any younger, so I want to, a left-sided center back, left-footed, bring him in. I want to see Laporte in. Laporte's a good defender.
Yeah, centre back. He was French. He won the World Cup, but then he changed to Spain. Like, yeah, he changed from France to Spain nationality.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, dude, France has like 16 good center backs. He's never going to get a game for France.
He did when he won the World Cup for 2018, but he just changed.
He's old. He's getting old.
Too old. Like, yeah.
He's not that old. I think he's like, what, 28, 29? I don't think he's super old.
Like
But,
yeah, I mean, Chelsea brought in
me on
Thiago
that.
Silva at 36. Come on, man.
yeah, but look at Chelsea's defense right now. They don't just tell Thiago Silva even play
Dude,
anymore.
Thiago Silva's not the reason why that defense is bad.
Yeah, but does he even play? That's the
Does
thing.
he even play there? Like, we've got Chelsea sometime soon.
Koulibaly isn't even playing at Chelsea.
Yeah, Koulibaly already been sent off. So Chelsea and Aubameyang's already been axed from the Champions League squad. He's not going to be in it. So, yeah, how does that make them feel? Like, Chelsea are just not doing great. They can't beat Fulham. They drew at home, and Enzo Fernandez isn't £100 million player.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he's not a £100 million player, but he definitely,
So what makes Declan Rice a multi-million pound, £100 million player, but not Enzo? Because I think there's a lot of similarities.
Well, Declan Rice has proved it in the Premier League, whereas Enzo Fernandez was doing it in a far weaker league, right? In Portugal.
Right.
So
gotta pay that English tax.
Gotta play the English tax.
Like, I don't think Real Madrid's paying $100 million for Rice, but I think Chelsea, United, or Liverpool won't pay $100 million, but
anyway,
one of the other clubs will.
Chelsea's going to get slapped when we play them because they always beat us at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium and they've beaten us. We haven't scored. So they're coming to our house. They're going to get slapped up. Graham Potter, Chelsea fans didn't even want him. So, Graham, we're getting revenge on you, mate. You only beat us there last season because of Eric Dyer turning his back and conceding a goal. So, it's not going to happen again. You're getting slapped.
Well, I got to go get some kids to bed, so I'll say good night. Thanks
why does it keep doing that? I think we're going to, I keep forgetting there's a hotkey on my mouse that puts that on. Excellent. I think we're going to call it a night, man. We've been going about 3 hours.
Yeah.
Kind of just ask people we're going to be at next. We'll start with you, Mike. Where are you going to be next? Popping on? You got anything scheduled, or you just kind of hop on whenever somebody throws a link in the chat?
Yeah, sure. I'll hop on whenever somebody throws a link. I will be spending the next couple of weeks in Brooklyn, New York, so I may not be here in the Steel City of Champions of Pittsburgh. So if I don't see you guys next time, I will see you when I'm looking at you.
Yeah, and our show, the link's always open. It's open to everybody, so you're always welcome here on either one, Tottenham away or here. And then Friday night show, I think, is the next. Well, we got tomorrow. There's a Monday night podcast on Tottenham away. So if you're not, subscribed to that channel yet, I'll probably be on there. Maybe if I get it. It's hard. It starts right at the end of my workday, and you never know when somebody wants to throw a wrench in the work and actually make me have to do real work that I actually get paid for than streaming. So I hate it when that gets in the way. Real life gets in the way of my fake life. Elias, what you got going on this week?
Yeah, so I'll be doing a show, not a show. I'll be doing a podcast this coming week on this city review, and then I'll be doing some other stuff as well. Like I'm gonna actually do one podcast on the history with Enoch. That would be out probably by Thursday, and then I'll do a pre-match Leicester show on Saturday night.
Yeah, so for people who don't know, he's got Step Up Spurs on YouTube. He does some FPL content. So if you like to play FPL, make sure you
FPL
check that out.
is once in 2 weeks, yeah. So I'll be doing one episode
Yeah.
every 2 week, yeah.
And then different Spurs content throughout that too. So make sure people go give Elias a chat. And if you have a channel link, I can throw it in the chat if people want to.
Yep, I should share.
Put it
I
in
think
the private
Gogama
chat.
just threw it in.
Did she? Yeah, she's on it. She's top notch. #1 mod in YouTube, Gogama. She's ahead of the game, always. So people go over there and subscribe to Elias's channel if you haven't already. All that good stuff. But KPV, man, where we gonna find you at?
You can find me at probably We Are Tottenham TV. I'll be on there today, and like you can.
The
find
morning
me-
after show is only gonna be on like in a couple hours, man. You gonna stay up for that one? You ain't getting no sleep, man.
No, I'll be on there later today, is what I said. But I think you can find me at you can type my name up on YouTube. The channel will come up if you can type it up, because I think they've typed it
You got
up.
a channel? What's your channel called?
You might want to type Kyle Patrick Vineyard up on YouTube. It will come up.
Gogama, you on that one? Kyle Patrick Vineyard. Let's see.
Let's
see if I can find him. Because you got your name, Harry Kane, the legend. Kyle
Patrick
Vineyard.
VIN.
Oh, there it is. Kyle Patrick Vineyard. The band. But that's not you though. Go for gold. Kyle Patrick. There's a band with your name. Did you know that?
No, I think you're looking for me though. You're looking for my channel, but it's got a picture of an ex-Spurs player on.
Yep, I'll find it. Give me a second.
Is it Carl Patrick Vineyard only? Do you have any video on it or something?
I haven't done a video yet because I'm only about 28.
Because it's a bit hard to find if you don't have a video. Oh, you managed to find it. Goguma managed to find it. Wow.
On YouTube. I think you can.
There we go. We Are Tottenham TV KPV. Gogama's got it. She put in there like 13 times. There you go. Boom. See, I told you, Gogama's the best, man. Boom, boom, boom.
Cheers. Gogama. Cheers.
Yo, big up Koguma.
I'm telling you, she's the master, dude. A lot of times before I even say anything, think about it. She's already got it pulled up.
Yeah, she's even faster to find my channel than me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
I'll be on, and I'll probably be on Dave.
That's why she's the Empress, dude.
She's got the fastest draw in the East.
That's right. And then we got Scott M.
Yeah, probably Friday afternoon. I'll try to hop on the North American show on Tottenham away. Other than that, I don't think I'll be around much this week. I got a busy week, so I might pop in here and there, but I probably won't be around. It's a busy week for me, so.
So what do I got going on in February? February's pretty open for me, to be honest with you. We got Valentine's Day on February 14th for people that live in the US. Do they celebrate Valentine's Day in England, Kyle?
Yeah, they probably do. Yeah, but I won't be doing anything because I'll be watching the AC Milan Tottenham game in the pub with the Spurs fans. So I won't be spending it with my wife. I won't.
You think she'll be happy about that?
Well, I don't know, but I haven't spoken to her for a while, so she's probably busy doing something else. But
that's on Wednesday, and the game's on the 15th.
No,
Valentine's Day's on the 14th. Is it on the 14th? Is it on Tuesday?
No, it's on 14th, man. So 14th, I'll be in a pub watching it with the Spurs fans, and yeah, so I think my wife will probably be doing something else. I don't know, probably watching a film or something. So, but I'll be in a pub.
Very romantic.
It's 15th morning for me. Yeah.
Oh, okay. 15th morning for you. Maybe that's why I had the 15th.
Yeah, so I won't be doing anything else. I'll be watching the game because
I guess we'll be doing a live show on the 14th. Then after that, post-match show. That one. Midweek one start a little bit later, so I'll be going at 10 p.m. Eastern, maybe 10:15.
I'll be on then. I'll be on after the game,
Oh,
and we'll
I think I'll
hopefully
be
be
able to
talking
join
about
you
the win.
because I'm on leave that week. Yeah.
Yeah. So we got that. We got Valentine's Day. Maybe we'll do something special. Maybe I'll dress up and
Dress up in full red with a heart.
no red.
No, not red, man. No,
Maybe I'll
not
wear
red.
like a suit or something, and suit and tie. So
He's got to go for Milan Fashion Week. He's got to go all decked out.
yeah, I could do that. We'll do it. Instead of Milan, maybe we'll do UK, right? Maybe I'll rock some Burberry or something like that. But go sunny style. But we'll do something funny that show. And then Goguma's like, yes, dress up. Okay, I'll do it. Only for you, Goguma.
Before we go, I wanted to big up the panel. Thank you guys for having me on.
Yeah, man, you're always welcome.
You're always welcome.
Big you up for coming on. And this is a fun show. We've been doing this one for 2 years now, so it'll be coming. It'll be 2 years in March that I started my first channel, THFC Rants, which is now Will Stewart 365, and we're on Tottenham Way. I'm now officially a co-host on Tottenham Way as well, so big up those guys over there, Iggy, JP, and Stell. There'll be some changes coming over there too. Shortly, they're in the works, so make sure you subscribe. Stay tuned over there as well. But yep, on so Will Stewart 365, we'll be doing all kinds of content. Eventually, I always say that, and then it never happens right away. But yeah, it's gonna be over here. It's gonna be football, so internationals, Premier League, not Tottenham, so it talks about Arsenal and other teams and stuff like that. European football, tech, streaming, watches, fitness, whatever I enjoy and just people want to chat about. That's what we're gonna be doing at Will Stewart 365. So, because I have a lot of other interests that I'd like to talk about, and people in the comment, when are we gonna talk about football, Will? And yeah, so all that good stuff. But that's it for it is. We'll be back. Our next show will be after the Leicester game next weekend. That one will be 9 p.m. Eastern time. That's early. Is that a 7 a.m. game for us, Mike, or is that can't remember. That's a later one or not?
Let me check what time is it.
I think it's 10 a.m.
10, which is a weird one.
Over here, it's
10 a.m. That's weird. Why 10? Is there a time change?
I think UK is 5 hours ahead of us, so that would be a 3 p.m. kickoff.
Yeah.
It's 11 p.m. for me.
Yeah, 10 a.m. for us. But today's 11:30.
Yeah, so you guys are.
It looks like all the games are. So 7:30 West Ham Chelsea's except the early one, and then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games on at 10. So we'll be playing the same time. Arsenal Brentford will be live at the same time that we're playing Leicester, so that should be fun. And then Crystal Palace Brighton, Fulham Nottingham Forest, all that good stuff. So yeah, that's what we'll be doing. Folks at home, that's it for tonight.
Yeah.
Everybody else, we will see you next Saturday, 9 p.m. Eastern time here. Make sure if you're watching that you check out the Monday podcast to hear more about Spurs talk, about what happened this weekend, the Man City match and all that stuff. Good stuff with Stell, Iggy, JP, and a bunch of other guests, whoever decides to jump on. So make sure you guys check that out. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Make sure you hit the subscribe to the channel. And if you're watching this after the fact and you've gotten 3 hours into it, throw a super thanks in for people. They'll appreciate it. Folks, that is it. We will see you next time. Stay strong. Stay Spurs. And I said the line I shouldn't have already. We'll see you next time. Well, that's a copy. I'm like repeating myself. Man. What's going on with that? It's not very nice. All right, see you guys.
See you guys.